Hello and welcome back to another episode of Unlicensed Therapy with me, your host, Ari Mannis. Today's a fun one. We have Steph Tolev. If you're not familiar with her, she is originally from Canada. She is a hilarious stand-up comedian. I think you're really going to enjoy her. Here is a clip.
Got so hot, chopped off all my hair, got this cool ant haircut. Guess what? No one wants to fuck their ant, found that out. Oh yeah. A lot of work with these things over the past couple of years. A couple of catcher's mitts up here. The old peeling puss, you know what I'm talking about. You have no idea. Throw me in the outfield, I'll catch a ball barehanded. Can't feel it. Calloused. Very thick hands. Try acting younger. I tried wearing a choker necklace, ladies. You tried this? Literally choked. I barfed in the back of the bar. Can't wear one, got a very strong neck for a woman. Got a very thick neck for a gal. I have my father's neck, that's the problem. Got all the things a woman wants for her dad. Got his giant 10.5 man feet. Don't look, trust me, you pigs. Got his really broad back. I can carry a lot of water through a village on this thing if anybody's parched. I'm sturdy, built like an ox, I can walk for miles. I got my dad's nipples, found that at the cottage last summer. My dad? Why do those look familiar? Shit, they're mine, that's why. Very round and light. I'm only showing you tonight, don't worry about it. Everybody else close your eyes. You're all very scared, that's fine.
And that was Steph Tolev. Pretty funny, right? She is a funny comedian. And I'll be honest, this was my very first time ever hanging out with Steph. Was right here on the podcast. I've known who she was. She had a story about me that she shared that I think was prior to recording. She said I was hosting the open mic at the Hollywood Improv. She put her name in the bucket. I pulled it out and said, Stephen Tolev. And then she said to me as she was coming up, oh, my name's Steph. And I said, well, you shouldn't have wrote Stephen. And she thought that I hated her. And she said she bombed. And I said, I don't remember that. And I don't pay attention to who bombs and who doesn't. And it was water under the bridge. She thought she hated me and she thought that I hated her. And I never did. And we had a lovely conversation. And I just from that one day with her, if I saw her again, I think we'd hug each other and maybe even call each other a new friend. I would. I'd say she's a new friend of mine. I hope I hang out with her again. So enjoy the episode with Steph Tolev.
I'm pretty sure that you have a way harder time getting through life than the average person, Ari. I don't know why anybody would listen to this. I know I won't.
Ari, your advice single-handedly broke up my marriage. You're an awful person.
You're 24 years old. Why would I listen to you? Why would you be giving therapy and advice to people who clearly need it? It doesn't make any sense, Ari. This is a horrible idea.
You're listening to
Unlicensed
Therapy with Ari Mannis.
Because I remember a long time ago, I thought you hated me. And then I was like,
Isn't
I
that
realized,
funny?
like, you didn't know who I was.
Isn't that funny, insecure? No, I've heard of you, but I don't know. I've never known you, or I didn't even remember that we had met. So I definitely
Well, we
didn't hate
didn't
you.
really meet because
Oh,
I was pissed,
here,
and then
let's fix
it was a whole situation. And then, yeah, and then I like held a grudge for no reason.
Against me.
I was just mad.
You're just like, isn't that funny?
For no reason.
It's funny because anyone I've ever heard that doesn't like me, I didn't know that you didn't like me. But
Wait, this is how I'm starting.
luckily you had not talked enough shit to where it got passed down to me.
No, I didn't talk
But-
any shit because I knew it was like, I knew you didn't know who I was. It was more like me and my personal little hate with like maybe two Canadian friends.
Right.
One who's in New York who doesn't even know you anyway. So it was like,
Yeah.
it made no sense.
So, but anytime I have heard about someone, because there has been certain times where like, hey, why does that person hate you? And every time that's happened to me, I'm like, I've never spoken with that person. How could they hate me? I was like, the most I've ever said to them is, hey, how are you? Like,
And then
why would
that's
that?
that, uh-huh.
And I'm like, do I just, it's something about my face or?
It could be.
Or
I was gonna say something because the thing was I was like waiting till we were on a show together, and I was gonna be like, "Hey, remember that one time?" And you would have been. I knew you would have been like, "I don't know what the fuck you're talking about." So I would have been like, "Oh, now I look stupid."
I think it's that. It's my face. I'm also not. I'm shy.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm a shy person generally, especially in the beginning. So sometimes I think that come across. I like that noise you made.
Yeah, I was like,
slurp.
whoa, that
I'm gonna
was such a
cut
slurp.
that
Liquid
throughout
death.
the podcast. I think so because I'm shy. I come across sometimes as unfriendly
Okay.
because people are like, he's kind of an asshole. I'm like, no, I just am not that
I'm just
outgoing.
not- okay.
Yeah, I'm not that, especially if I don't know you.
I
So
think
there's
I'm
that.
the opposite, where I'm too aggressive, and people think I'm a raging bitch, which they're not wrong. Sometimes I can
I've never
be.
heard that you're a raging bitch. I've heard
Okay.
nothing but positive
Oh, really?
things about you.
Well, that's
so
nice.
far. So far.
Yeah, just wait.
I'm gonna now that I know.
Well, I thought he hated me.
Now that I know that.
I thought Abby hated me.
Did you actually?
So
So maybe there's just a thing with you because Abby is a sweet Canadian boy.
I know because I remember I met him before, and then I saw him again at a show, and I was like, "Hey," and he's like, "Who are you?" And I was like, "Unfriending off Facebook."
You unfriended him on
Yes,
Facebook?
I did because he acted like he didn't know who I was. I was like, and I have a thing with people where it's like, even if you
Have
meet
you
somebody,
unfriended me on anything?
No. Well, I wasn't even following you. We just started following each other. Even if you don't remember somebody, and if they go, "Hey, what's up?" you just go along with it. You don't go, "Sorry, who are you?" And it's just like, what? And then you feel like a piece of shit.
But he was being real. If he remembered you, he wouldn't have said, "Who are you?"
this
No
was-
one does that to
yes,
be cool.
yes.
Or I don't think so.
Well, this is also when I first moved here, and I was super self-conscious. I didn't have a lot of friends, so also not helping myself make any.
Unfriending friends doesn't.
I'm being like so insane. It was hard to move here, and so it was a whole thing.
I moved here too. So did Abby.
I get it, but as
I
a
think-
woman, no, I'm kidding.
I think
Pull that
this
out.
is
It's a me thing.
It sounds like an issue.
a big
Unfriending, you meet someone, they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry. What's your name?" And you go, "Unfriending him later." Fuck him. He fuck sucks.
Oh, I have a problem. I'm not well.
I also wanted to just clarify: this isn't a date. It's just a podcast.
I didn't think it.
In case you thought it was, we're not
Who
on a date.
who thought it was?
Right.
Has someone thought
Sometimes
that before?
A lot of people come in and they think, because I don't know you, so maybe you thought, oh, he's asking me to do a podcast. Maybe he's going to try and make out with me or something.
Why would anyone
not.
think that? First of all,
Well-
get over yourself. I would have
A
never.
lot of
thought
girls come in here thinking they're going on a date with me and they're telling people we're dating. And I'm like, no,
Are
we
you
just did a
joking?
podcast here.
You're joking.
Yeah, I'm joking.
I was like, there's no way that's ever happened in your
But
life.
it is kind of like a date, this.
Is it?
It's not a date. Let me clarify. For you
I was
mostly.
like,
For
no,
you
totally.
mostly. Because I'm hot as
Okay.
shit. No.
Okay. You're hot and shy. Two really great qualities that
I'm hot and you
women
think I'm an asshole. So those girls love those two things.
love. Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
So it's not a date, but it is basically a date.
How tall are you?
5'9".
No, then this is not.
Average. That's the United States average.
This is not a date.
That's
then.
the average height of the United
I
States.
would not date a man 5'9".
How tall are you?
I'm 5'7". I don't like being. I like being
I've
very
dated
tiny.
5'7" girls.
No. I need tall. I need 6. I'm only swiping 6 foot up.
I'm
right.
really strong though. Even though I'm 2 inches taller than you, I could manhandle you
don't
if
think
I
you
wanted
could.
to.
I don't think you could. You can
But
try.
I wouldn't do
but-
that. It's because I treat women like they're gentle flowers, but I could. And they need to
Gentle
know that.
flowers.
If they needed to be protected.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
No, but it is kind of like a date because I don't know you.
Okay.
So it's our first time talking. We're going to ask like first date type questions probably. and
Okay.
just-
Let's see if it's better than the date I had the other day.
oh, tell me about that. I want to hear about
I
it.
showed up and the man had. Okay, I have a problem with mouth, mouth.
My mouth?
Mouths in general. He had a big piece of red pepper flake right in the middle of his tooth, and I'm
Okay.
just like,
That happens.
no, it doesn't happen.
What do you mean it doesn't happen?
I mean, you're not brushing your teeth before you go for a date.
Yeah, but you mean this wasn't? I thought you guys were maybe eating red peppers on the date.
We had not eaten. I just met him. He had just walked from his house, and I was like, immediately went, "Oh my god, did you just eat?" He's like, "What?" I'm like, "Did you just eat something?" He's like, "No, I haven't eaten all day." And I was like, "Well, fuck me up the ass." I don't know. At this point, I'm like, I literally stared at that like. I just have a problem.
Wait. You said, "Did you just eat?" And he said, "No, I haven't eaten all day." And then that you were done with it.
And then I
you
was
didn't
like-
say, "Oh, because you have something."
I
in
didn't
your
say
teeth.
that. I panicked, but he was like really teethy, so it was like it was out the whole time. And all of a sudden, at one point, the date was gone. I was like, "Well, I guess he's digesting that now." But it was just like,
What does
I
really
just-
teethy mean?
like his upper lip, his teeth were out the whole time,
Okay.
and it's just like as a person, as a comedian, there's a lot of comedians. No, as I do high. There's a lot of comedians.
That's what
Not
made me
saying
think.
you. I've never smelled your breath before, but there's a lot of comedians with really bad breath.
Someone has told me I've had bad breath. before.
Really?
One comedian has told me that. Craig Conan, but he's a stickler for breath.
I
he
mean-
always has mints around, and maybe caught me on a bad night. But he once told me you have bad breath. Like as a friend, he told me that.
Did he tell you the specific smell, or was it just like a maybe? You
No,
ate
he
something
just
at
said
night?
general bad breath.
Okay.
But the thing is, I brush my teeth 2 to 3 times a day.
Do you floss?
I floss not every day, but I do floss.
Okay, you need it. You need to be flossing every day.
And here's something I haven't been doing: scraping my tongue. I don't really do that.
Oh, you don't do
very
the
often.
tongue rinse? Okay.
Yeah.
You don't have the toothbrush with the tongue
I
thing?
got one, but I barely
Okay,
use it.
okay.
If I'm being honest.
Okay. I mean, you're still like, I gotta
But
talk
it's
to
something
Craig.
I'm
obsessed with
self-conscious
that.
about. Is my breath.
Then you should always have governments.
Yeah.
It's just something you need to have.
Because I do love making out with women.
Making out's the best. It's my
Yeah.
favorite thing in the world to do. But this guy, I wasn't going close. There's no making out involved when there's a big piece of red pepper flake, and he picked a bar that's purposely by his house, so he had just left his house.
Oh, he sounds like a kind of, like a.
No.
He gets around.
No, he ew.
He picked a bar by himself, by his house, and then showed up with food in his teeth
Yeah.
and didn't even acknowledge it.
Yes. I will say though, this
kinda cool.
He did this one thing that I'm obsessed with that not a lot of men do, and I want to advertise it so people are listening can do this.
I'd like to do it.
You should do this.
Not with you because it's not a date.
This is not a date.
But
we're never talking
for
after
other
this.
people.
For other people. When you get if you go on a date with somebody and you don't like them, this happens a lot. Ghosting is my number one pet peeve. Bad teeth and ghosting. It's so fucking rude.
I
and
agree. It's
like,
immature.
It's immature. I just got ghosted by a guy. We'd been talking for 2 months. We had
2
sex a
months?
bunch. Yes.
How many times had you seen him?
We hung out twice.
In 2 months, you only hung out 2 times?
He worked
Once
a lot.
month?
Yes, once a month. It was annoying, but
It wasn't because he worked a lot.
He probably was.
That's a
fucking
precursor
yes,
to the ghost.
Yes, he
ghosting.
was.
If you like someone, you have time to see them more than once a month. I don't care if you're
That's
the
true.
biggest, busiest person in
That's
the world.
true. But we
Yeah.
talked like every day. We texted a lot, phone calls, FaceTimes, whatever. And then I was like, I hate being ghosted. So I'm like, if you want to ghost me, just let me know. I'm like, buddy, I'm in comedy. You don't understand. I get way worse shit. I get rejected all the time for like work or whatever. And like, I get called fat and ugly online every day. You saying you don't want to date me anymore is not going to be offensive to me.
Wait, you getting rejected in comedy hurts you more than getting rejected by a male?
No,
Oh.
I'm saying the opposite.
Okay, yeah.
But I'm like, I'm so used to rejection that
Yeah.
you fucking saying you don't want to see me anymore is
Yeah,
not going to
I can
offend
handle
me.
it.
Yeah. Big thing. He's of course, he's like, I would never do that. I'm in AA. We have to tell people, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, like that's his excuse. And then he fully ghosts me. But this man, let me read out the text. Let me read out Peppertooth's text because I'm like obsessed with it right now.
And to be clear, this is the ghost man, not the man
Yes,
with the pepper tooth.
Ghost man has fully ghosted me. Ghost
Oh,
man.
so this is
yeah,
the Peppertooth
Peppertooth
guy.
man. So the Peppertooth
Okay.
man, we barely texted, had the one date. 2 days
you think
later.
this is a pizza red pepper? Just to get, I want to get a full picture of what this is, or is it like a chopped red pepper that maybe put in his eggs?
You know, like when you have like a plum sauce or whatever you dip like your spring rolls into,
Oh, got
that
it.
light.
Okay,
so it was a
Chinese.
lighter piece. Yes.
You think it's Chinese food?
Yes, so it was like that kind of
Okay.
a lighter piece of red pepper, but long.
Got it.
Like it was like half
wow.
the tooth. Yeah, it was a lot. But he said,
And you didn't say anything the whole
I
day.
couldn't say anything.
The entire day.
I should have. I just stared. I was in the daylight
Even if
too.
I
was like,
didn't
God.
say it in the beginning, I think halfway through I'd be like, you got something.
I should have. I'm okay. But he sends this. So the date was obviously I was staring at the tooth. It was fine. It was bad. It wasn't good, whatever. Anyways, he sends me this 2 days later. Hey, I appreciate you coming out on Wednesday. I feel like we're a little mismatched, especially with me being desocialized. Anywho, good to meet you. And there you go. And that was that
Wait, he
so
did
hard.
it?
He did it.
Oh, I thought you were saying he ghosted you.
No, he didn't ghost me. I'm saying other men ghosted me.
Oh, you like the way he
but
handled
I love
it.
the way he handled this. Especially it was one date. Didn't expect to hear from him again. That took him 13 fucking seconds.
What was your response?
I agree, and this is a very nice, honest text to send. Good luck out there. And he wrote, "You, same to you." And that's that in Bob's your uncle. And it's like, I feel so much better. I don't feel like Bob's your uncle. I'm sweating right now. Now I'm like, is this a date? I'm soaked.
That was
A nice thing to do.
A nice thing to do. I agree. And when a girl sends that to me, yeah, it stings a little bit because
Mm-hmm.
I've been rejected like that before from a girl. It stings a little bit, but it stings less than this whole no talking
Mm-hmm.
or one word responses or like I can't. I'm like, just give me a clear answer. You don't seem interested, but why
that's
are you
it.
responding and like coming up with excuses? Just give it
Be
to me
blunt.
straight.
Yeah,
be blunt. But that being said, knowing that it is, and I'm not saying I always ghost, but I do ghost sometimes because
You got it. You're not
I'm immature
flossing,
because
and
I'm
you're
not
ghosting.
brave. I'm not, and I know that I'm a coward. And that's
But you
why.
do stand up. If you can get up and fucking talk about your long balls or whatever the fuck you're saying up there, you can easily fucking say, "Hey, I'm really sorry. Nice meeting you. I'm going to use that. I think we're a little mismatched. That's fucking perfect."
Here's another thing that happens to me. I don't want to reject a girl because sometimes, like 2 weeks later, I'll be horny in the middle of the night and I'll want to come back to her. And so if I send her the rejection test, that's ending it pretty much for good. Mm-hmm. And I sometimes come back, and then they usually don't come back because I had ghosted them
Men are
for a
pigs.
few weeks and they're pissed at me.
Men are pigs.
But I'm a pig.
Men are absolute pigs. I hate this right now. I can't. 5'9" acting like this. I mean, in what world? In this world. That's the world we live in.
That's also a
Cocky,
good indicator
short
of
men.
why, for national average,
Where did you read that? Because
the internet.
You're really
I searched it
obsessed
on the
with that
internet.
fact.
Yeah, 5'9" is the national average. I'm
Okay.
average. So
Okay.
if a girl calls me short, I go, no, I'm average. And you are just have high standards and like tall men, which is fine. Good for you for having high standards.
It's okay. My reason for the 5.
You're also a taller girl.
I'm a tall girl, and I'm a bigger girl. I'm not thin, so I like feeling small with a man. I don't
You're very thin and beautiful.
I mean, very thin is pushing it. But I mean,
You
I'm
look
just
just
saying,
fine.
thank you. I'm just saying, I personally, when I'm naked beside a man, I like feeling small. And I don't feel small when
Right.
the guy is the same size as me.
So you're saying if we were naked laying beside each other,
I would be up
you'd feel big.
to here with the blankets.
I'm not happy with my body.
You have an average man body.
I have an average man body, but when I take my shirt off, I'm like,
You have boobs?
no boobs,
Well, then you're fine.
but a little paunch.
Everybody has a paunch.
I have a little paunch.
How old are you?
31.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's early to get that paunch.
And I've had that paunch. By the way, that paunch is not a 31-year-old paunch. That paunch has been there since I was
The paunch is there.
25.
I don't know what to tell you. Everyone's got a paunch. If you don't have a paunch, you're not eating.
Or I need to work out more, which I know. I'm aware of.
I mean,
you said you've been
everyone's-
working out a lot and you haven't been able to lose weight.
I have not. I have almost gained. I have been the
Why do you
exact
think
same
that
weight.
is?
I don't know. I
Have
don't know
you
if
been
it's
eating
muscle.
more, drinking
no.
less?
I mean, I have been drinking a little bit. I did stop drinking, and then I got sipping again. It feels so much better when I'm
because
drinking.
you worked out and you're like, I deserve it.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
then
you
it's like
don't
a bottle
deserve
of
it.
red wine, and then it's like, well, it's a bit much.
All right. So we figured it out.
You know
We
what the
figured it
problem
out.
is.
You delete men on Facebook or people. Maybe
People.
you do women too.
No, mostly men.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd
figured.
behave like this with women.
I don't know you, but my impression of you is
Mm-hmm. Let's
that
hear
you're
it.
mostly, and I've never even seen your stand up even before interviewing him.
You've never seen it?
I was like, should I do research and listen to her stand up and stuff about her so I have stuff for the interview? Didn't do it.
Good.
But you're mostly, correct me if I'm wrong,
Mm-hmm.
in the alternative scene of stand-up comedy. Not saying you're an alternative comic necessarily, but I don't see you at the clubs
Yes.
that much, but I see you on posters for things in the alternative scene.
I think I was trying to be more in the club scene. I
Mm-hmm.
would do the improv a bit, and then I just got put on development at the store, but
Congratulations.
Lord knows what that means. That was directly before the pandemic, so I'm having a
I don't
feeling.
know what that means.
I'm having a feeling that
it doesn't matter.
Nothing
I've been in the
matters.
development system 5 years. It's all bullshit.
Oh, have you? I've no. Yeah, I just
mean,
got it.
no,
So I
it's
was
cool.
excited.
You get 5-minute spots. No, at the
But then I
store,
was
which is
like-
something. It's a check mark off the list, but then after 2 months, you're like, okay, it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, okay.
But at the same time, it does because you're one step closer to
I mean,
getting
yes.
past whatever.
But-
So that was my impression of you. Mm-hmm. Clearly, I'm wrong because you go up at the improv in the store, but that was kind of in my mindset of more in the alt scene.
I
of
think I
comedy.
am more in the alt scene in the city. It's weird because when I was in Toronto, I was more of a club comic, and
Mm-hmm.
then I don't know how. When I came out here, I was getting booked more in the
Yeah,
alt scene, and
you
then. Mm-hmm.
go where they feed you
But I think my stuff does better
in the
in
clubs.
the clubs because I'm pretty fucking dirty, and sometimes these alternative rooms are like, "What is this woman doing? I hate this."
I've always been more in the club scene. I started in LA, and I've
Oh,
always,
did you?
Yeah, because
Oh.
I didn't know how comedy worked.
Where are you
And
from originally?
I'm from San Diego. Went to college in
okay,
Santa Cruz,
okay.
Northern California.
Yes.
Did it a couple, like 1 or 2 times in college, but then moved to. As soon as I did it 2 times and did good both times, I was like, "Oh, I'm the best there is. I'm moving to LA. I'm ready." So
Best there is.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever thought that about myself.
I did like
you
my
imagine?
first 2 times.
Okay.
Because I did, it was like, so I did, each time obviously I did 5 minutes of brand new stuff that I came up with like that day. And I'll be honest, I did really good. Not saying I was good, but the first 2 sets I had were good
Did very
sets.
good,
And they're
yes.
recorded. You can listen to them now. I'm doing good
Never listened
in
to
the
them.
room. And that gave me, and I'm young and naive, and that didn't know how anything worked. So that gave me real
Confidence
ego and
boost.
confidence.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Where I was like, and also that I saw people doing the same sets at the shows that I was
Okay.
doing, and I was doing new stuff every time. I'm like, look at these fucking amateurs doing the same jokes 2 times in a row. This guy did the same joke 2 different shows. What a loser! And then, so then I moved
I'm
to
the
LA.
best.
Yeah, then I moved to LA and bombed really hard a lot.
Okay. But you wouldn't rate to the clubs when you got here, pretty much.
Oh yeah, I
Okay.
like you see it all the time. It's just false concept. I still see it to this day. People sign up at the Comedy Store for the open mic, and they're like, "I've done it 3 times, but I'm really good." And I'm like, "Sure you are, bud, but I was that guy."
So how long
Yeah.
have you been doing comedy for now?
Like 10 years, 9 or 10
okay.
years. So yeah, I moved to LA. I forget why I was telling you this. Oh, so I just because there's no book on how to do comedy or how to get shows. I don't know, like the clubs have they have a system, some sort of system, like a roadmap. You get in front of the booker, and maybe the booker likes you, and then you get booked at the club. Whereas the alternative scene doesn't have that, even though it's the same thing.
Yeah,
you get in
yeah,
front of
yeah.
people who run shows, and they book you.
Yeah.
I just always liked the idea of like checking notches on their system.
Yes.
So I was just always kind of gravitated towards it, but I don't belong. I still feel like an outsider, and I don't belong in the club scene or the
Or the
alternative
scene.
scene. I feel like no one likes me in any. I'm just very unliked all across the board.
Well, maybe then you got to look at yourself. If
Yeah.
you really liked your. That does make more sense if having like seeing how it works, and like I just got into the alt scene, and then I got management from it, and then agents and stuff, because I felt like they were at kind of more of the shows, like Good Heroin, for example.
They are. There's definitely more industry at those shows, and
Yeah.
and I knew that the whole time. But I was like, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it could have been a curse when I first got here, because I was like, I don't know what the hell I was saying up there. But I've been doing it for 19 years. I'm
How old are you?
ancient. I just turned 36. I started when I was
But still-
18.
So you started very young, and you're not old. You're just
not old.
not. You're not a young.
not young.
You're not a spring chicken anymore.
I'll
But
tell
you're
you,
not,
there's no.
I
not
thought you were
one part
younger.
about my
I thought
body.
you were like 26 or
Oh
28.
my god, are you serious with these crow's feet?
Yeah.
Maybe we are on a date.
Crow's feet?
Yeah, these. Everyone's getting them all injected now.
That's just being
There's
a human being.
I mean, sure. There's a comedy program in Canada, in Toronto. There's a 2-year comedy program at a college, Humber College, Comedy Writing and Performance.
I've heard of it.
Yes.
Not because it's famous or
No,
anything.
no. There's no way.
But like my parents forced me to go to college, and I was looking up
Oh.
like just how to get through college without going to college. And
Yeah.
that was one of the things that came up. And I even said to them, I want to do this. And they're like, yeah, we're not going to.
We're not going to pay for you to go
We're
to
not going
fucking
to pay for
Toronto.
you to go
Yeah.
to do this. That's not they're like, that's not real college.
No, it wasn't. It's a clown college. We call it clown. we call it clown school. I literally lived with 8 guys, and we would be drunk and stoned and miss classes or go to class high as hell. Like it was.
And they didn't. Ian, if you went to class high as hell and told your teacher that, would they have cared?
Some of them would have. Some
So
of the
some
classes,
of them
yeah.
took their clown college too seriously.
Yes.
You're like, dude, you work at a clown college.
Yeah, this is like borderline. I mean, it was. I met cool people and like people I still work with today, so that was the best thing. But
Comedians?
yeah, I met
cool.
most of my friends from Toronto. I met at that school, but then
So-
it's all about getting up.
Has anyone come from that school and made it in the biz?
Nathan Fielder.
Oh, he's huge.
Nathan
Yeah.
Fielder. Deb Giovanni also went there.
Cool.
I think John Doerr might have. I may have made that up. I don't. Maybe John didn't. But those are the ones. And me,
That's
I'm
cool.
one of their success stories. That's when you know that they're
Are you-
really
are you on their
pushing it.
Wikipedia
I'm
page?
on their website.
That's
It's
tight.
one of their, it's like me and Nathan Fielder.
I
I'm
think
like,
you are a
don't
success
put
story.
Me and Nathan
You've
beside
been on
each other.
TV. You have
I've
an
been on
agent.
TV,
what
yes.
else? When do you check off successful?
I
On
think
the do you have to own a house? Do you own a house?
I don't own a house. I think
That
owning
may-
a house.
Maybe that's a measure of success.
I think it's.
But owning a
just-
house in Los Angeles is crazy. Like
Not gonna happen.
I'd be able to own a house if I lived in a tiny town. So am I successful? I'd be successful there.
Do you have roommates?
No. I
Okay.
have roommates. But I should. I
You
live
just live in
beyond
a
my
pit?
means a little
Ew,
bit.
God. Do you have a
No. I
part-time
live
job?
in a clean apartment. I'm just saying I
Okay.
can't.
You're a
I
clean
shouldn't.
man?
Yeah, I'm clean. I'm saying I should have roommates in the sense that I spend too much of my income on my rent.
Okay.
I'm
Yes.
financially irresponsible of me to have my own apartment, but I've had it the whole time I live in LA.
Oh, and do you have another part-time job?
No.
Just
Well,
comedian.
kind of I do. I don't have a boss or a job, but I have this podcast studio which generates some money. You know, I do other things besides stand-up
This is your
comedy.
studio.
This is my studio.
Well, look at this.
You're in it.
I mean,
in
I
my
didn't know that you had a
apartment.
studio. I've been trying to put my podcast somewhere. I should be paying you to rent your studio. I mean,
Yeah,
what's
you
going
could
on
do
here?
that. You could do that. We do have some comedian clients here. We definitely don't
Advertise.
we don't push for comedian clients because comedians are poor and cheap. Not saying you are, but the average comedian is like, how much is it? And I'm like, oh, it's this much. And they're like, what are you talking?
Yeah, we can't
What
do
do you
that.
mean?
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, yeah, sorry. And I
Don't
feel
tell
weird
you.
about it too because they're like my friends, and I don't want to be like the comedian that like. I don't want to. What is it? What's that open mic that charges people to go to the
Oh,
open mic?
fuck, the pay and play, whatever those things
Yeah,
are.
I don't want to be like that.
No.
I don't want to have that reputation, so I don't even talk about it.
No,
really.
but you also,
Yeah.
you got to pay rent here. It's not cheap.
Yeah,
You're
there's
fucking-
bill. There's $30,000 worth of equipment here.
I mean, this is a. I walked in, I was like, what a fancy place.
But people don't realize it, so then I say the price, and they look at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Podcasting
Yeah.
isn't. I'm about to start mine, and I've already spent $1,000, and I haven't even. It's only on like aesthetic things, like my picture and
There you
like.
go.
Yeah.
And then and then some people are like, but I don't get it. There's microphones that are $50. I'm like, yeah, you're gonna find out pretty shortly that you
Yeah.
shouldn't get that. You know,
And it's not that.
I'm a
it's
big
like,
nerd. I'm a tech nerd.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah. Do you have a dirty, stinky mattress? I don't know about you guys. Mine has dead skin from my body. Sometimes I'm too lazy to change the sheets, and I take the old sheets off and I just sleep on the bare mattress. And I've done that enough times to where the mattress turned kind of a funky yellow. I've gotten drunk and I've pissed on my bed a few times over the years. Not often, but it's happened. I've had the mattress for 10 years. Women have squirted juices all over the bed. I'm not even going to tell you about that. But that happened too. It's foul. Your kids probably pissed on your bed. Probably when they were mad at you. Or maybe on accident. Who knows? The point is, everyone out there could use a new mattress. Most people could. Yours isn't that comfortable. It's old. It's outdated. And everyone has a unique taste for a mattress. Helix knows this, and that's why they've designed a sleep quiz for you to take. You go on their website at helixsleep.com/therapy. You take their quiz, and it gives you the perfect mattress for you. Are you a side sleeper? Do you sleep on your back, on your stomach? Do you like it soft? Do you like it medium? Do you like it hard? I like a little firm mattress, a little bit of a firm mattress, and I sleep on my side. That was me. I matched with the Midnight. I got a Midnight mattress, and it is the most comfortable mattress I have ever used. I'm not just saying that. It is truly a game changer. You spend 1/3 of your life in bed. You should be. You should be getting a healthy amount of sleep. For me, my mattress is my office as well. I sit on the laptop in bed doing work. I eat on my bed sometimes. I need a nice mattress. And at helixsleep.com/therapy, you could get up to $200 off and 2 free pillows. So go to helixsleep.com/therapy, get up to $200 off and 2 free pillows. It's going to change your life. It's going to change the way you sleep. It's going to change it. So you never want to get out of bed, and you'll get that healthy 8 hours. And you know what else? It'll give you an excuse to invite that significant other to your bed. Hey, I know it's a first date, but I just got a new mattress, and I think you should try it. I think you should lay on it and feel how comfortable it is. Yeah. Oh, you like it? Oh, you want to spend the night tonight? Oh, great. Thank you so much. If you want your own, you can go to helixsleep.com/therapy, and you'll get up to $200 off and 2 free pillows. Thank my friend Ari for that. And check out his podcast, Unlicensed Therapy, too. Not that I'm successful in comedy, but the little things that I have achieved is mainly due to like help doing someone a favor, and then them like hooking me up with a spot and then going, oh, he is kind of funny.
Kind of funny. Is that what you want?
What? Kind of funny, like funny enough to where they go, oh yeah, I'll book him just in general.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say, oh, he is really funny, because I don't say that about myself.
Oh, not
Someone's
anymore.
Like,
You
a lot of
used to.
people say, are you funny? And I go, no, not funny.
You really say that?
Yeah, usually. Like on dating apps, it happens a lot. A girl will be
okay.
like, so are you funny? And I'm like, what do you want me to? No, I'm not. No, I'm not
See,
funny. What do
at
you want me to
least-
say to that?
So do you say on your dating app, say you're...
No, but they'll, I link to my Instagram, so
Okay,
they'll see
okay.
a picture of me doing stand-up or whatever, and they'll
Yeah,
be like,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
a comedian. I'll be like, yeah, I guess. Like, so are you funny? No. Like, it's just so, it's my fault. I know I put it out there that I am on the
Yes.
internet, so I shouldn't be mad that someone brings it up.
And then says
But
yes.
it's still, I find it very annoying when someone's like, tell me about comedy. I'm like, here we go.
I mean, at least, okay,
Yeah.
that's a better approach. I get men, so you think you're funnier than me. Yeah, I probably am. Yes. Also, okay, like I can't link my Instagram because, I mean, let's just take a quick peek here. It's usually me dressed as a man. So it's like, oh, I'm gonna have a guy come to my fucking
think
page.
you should link to
and
it.
it's me as a man here. I'm a man in this one. I'm a man. I'm a man bunny. Like
I think you should
can't-
put that out there.
I can't.
Here's why.
No.
You don't want to, like, you talk about being mad that someone's ghosting you. Maybe that's why. Maybe like they feel they meet you and then they see that and they go, whoa, why is she hiding all this? You got to be out there. It's like when I match with a transgender and then they tell me 3 days after talking to them that they're transgender. I'm like,
You can't. Do
I'm not
that.
transphobic, but you can't. You can't put that on me after talking to you and expect me to just be fine with it and then say I'm transphobic if I'm not. Like, that's not how the world works. Or I can't show up to a date and she's 100 pounds heavier than she displays in her photos,
Yes.
and then be upset that I ghosted her after.
Yes.
It's like, you lied to me.
Yes, I guess,
Yeah.
yes. There is. Well, men do the same thing. I had a guy tell me he's 5'11". I show up, he's fucking 5'5". And I'm like, but buddy, I have eyes. I mean, I don't know what to tell you here. You're shorter than me.
You at least put on platform shoes.
I mean, this whole dating app scene, it's all a lie now
Dating
anyways.
app scene? Is there a scene
I
to
think
it?
it's a scene. I've deleted all the apps. I can't do it
You
anymore.
have?
I'm done.
So how are you meeting people?
I'm not. This is it.
You're
saying this is a date. I'm saying this is a
Hitachi?
date.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I got vibrators. We're going to town.
I have a
down there.
box of vibrators if you want one.
Do you actually?
Yeah, I have a box sent from Bellessa. Oh. So this studio doesn't make much money. We get boxes of free stuff.
Okay. That's
A lot of free
Have you
stuff.
tried it? Can men use vibrators? I mean, it must feel kind of good.
I haven't tried it, but I have a box of like every single model they sell in my bedroom. So if a girl comes over, she's gonna think I'm the kinkiest man alive.
Oh, and you're like,
and I'm like,
pick
I'm
your
not,
poison.
but
Pick
sure,
your
think
poison.
that.
Whatever one you want. Mm-hmm. They haven't been used.
And probably a lot of guys reuse their vibrators on multiple women. I have so many.
that's-
I'll throw them out each
I mean,
time.
I never thought of that. That's gross, especially with the
Well,
pandemic.
I did prior, but I would clean it each time. I'm not a
gotta clean.
sicko.
Yeah,
I'd have
yeah,
alcohol
yeah.
wipes, and I'd.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, you might need Dove soap. Alcohol wipes. You're gonna be putting like Clorox into your fucking puss after like
you wipe it down with the alcohol wipes, then with water.
Okay. I mean, I need to make sure you're
I'm
not
not psycho.
shoving in some goddamn bleach into people's holes.
No, I'm not.
I mean, I'm trying. Me and my friends have been going to happy hours and trying to meet people. We have met
Oh, really?
no one. Yeah, I haven't talked to a single man.
Lately.
Since
I need
things
to
got
do
opened
that.
up. Mhm.
I need to do. I haven't been going out. I've been acting like the world's still shut down.
No,
but no, you're
we've
right.
been trying.
The world's popping.
Yeah, world's pop. I mean, it's popping a little bit.
But I would never approach a girl at a bar.
Never.
No,
You wouldn't
that's
see somebody
terrifying.
and be like,
I would see a beautiful woman and love her to my core,
And then
know
just
that I
be
can
like,
spend the rest
oh.
of my life with her,
And that's it.
let her pass right through.
that's psychotic. Well, you're
It's not
still
psychotic.
young
It's
though.
scary. I'm 31. That's not young.
I'm 36. All my friends are
I'm
freezing
younger
their
than
eggs.
you, but neither of us are young. No one meets a 31-year-old guy and go, "What a young boy." No, I'm a man. I'm 31 years old.
I don't know if you're calling you men, but you have a boy aesthetic.
Thank you, but I don't though. I don't. I
don't know
mean,
if it was.
listen. I'm not old. I'm not saying I'm old, but I'm
No, we're
definitely
not.
not. If I were to win a gold medal in the Olympics right now, no one would be like, "But he's so young."
Yes. I mean, that's true. Also, yeah, we can't keep talking about this because I keep getting called an ageist online.
For what?
Anytime
Why
I
does
even
someone
mention
call
somebody,
you?
I don't know. I put a joke up about a man on a dating app being like, he's 56, saying he's finally ready to settle down and have kids. And I was like, buddy, Stop. I'm like, if a woman said that, we'd be fucking hung. Like, are you kidding me? What are you talking about? And someone's like, ageist. And then the picture of Prince Philip that was going around before he died in the back of the car?
How did he die? I just learned today or yesterday that he
his
died.
veins were hanging outside of his body. I mean, the man
Veins?
was, I don't know. He was so old. Like, I don't know. He was like,
How old was he?
100, wasn't he?
Oh, he was?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe I'm making this up.
Because I saw that 86% of the UK watched his funeral today as a headline, and that was me learning that he had passed away. And now me learning this is me learning that it's not one of the young hot brothers that every girl wants.
No. Every girl wants.
Doesn't every girl want to date
Young
one of the
and
princes?
hot? I mean...
The prince, like one of them's dating Meghan Markle,
Yes.
and then who's the other one? His
other
older
one.
brother or
He was dating
something.
Kate Middleton or something. Yeah.
Yeah, every girl wants those guys. They're
do
royal.
they?
Yeah, they're hot British royalty.
Did you watch The Crown?
Wash it?
Watch The Crown.
No.
I mean, after watching that, I was like, I don't want to date anybody in this family.
How come?
It's your life's like a nightmare. Princess Diana had like the worst life. She got fucking like totally.
Did she though?
I think so.
I haven't watched it.
Then I watched the separate Diana one, and she got like overwhelmed with like paparazzi, and that pretty much killed her and stuff. It was too much.
I don't know anything Princess Diana, so I'm probably gonna get a lot of flack for what I'm about to say. But when she died and she was like, had this sad, depressed, alcoholic life that she lived. In my head, I'm like, she's just kind of fucked up like a childhood star,
Yeah.
They get fucked up from living that crazy life, but really their life's really good.
No, her life was not very
Like
good.
I would never feel bad for a childhood star.
I mean,
you were rich and everyone kissed your ass your whole life and you want me to feel bad for you?
not
Grow up.
that, but okay, picture
Yeah.
going out every single time you leave your house. There's 3,000 paparazzi around you. You can't go anywhere. You can't go to the fucking Trader Joe's.
I want that.
You can't go to. You do not want
Yeah.
that. It's a nightmare.
I want it, and guess what? I deserve it.
No, you just.
Have you heard my podcast? It's so good.
I will never
Why
listen to
do
your
only
podcast.
10 people listen to my podcast?
I will never listen to this. If you thought you were gonna get more followers from me being on here, you picked the wrong person.
I'll probably get 2 or 3 more.
Okay.
I'm building, inch by inch.
Was there what is this podcast besides it not being a date?
Oh,
Was
yeah, I
there-
should have told you what it was besides not being a date. It's a therapy podcast.
Okay.
So typically, we converse and just I let your guard go down. And then I say,
You say, and then what do you say?
what's going on in your life?
And then you say that.
Steph?
Okay.
How can
and
I
then
help you? What
How
issues
can you
you
help
have?
me? Okay.
Because I wasn't a psychology major, as you know. No, you don't know that actually.
No, I
I
don't.
was a psychology major. I am not even the guy my friends go to for advice,
But you just
but I care about you
okay.
a lot.
yeah.
I care about you a lot,
Okay.
and I want to help you.
Well, I want to help you. I mean, I think we can help each other here.
How?
I'm telling you, I'm showing you examples of how not to ghost somebody, and you said you've ghosted before.
Well, I
so,
know
mean,
how not to go with somebody.
Well, you
It's
should
just,
not.
Yeah, there's 2 girls off the top of my head right now that I need to send that text to, and it's getting to that borderline mark where it's like, it's been
How long has it been now? Over 3 weeks?
like 2.5 weeks, 2 weeks.
Yeah, you're getting close. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just nice. Even if
I
it
know.
does annoy them, it won't overall.
You know what else it is? So one of the girls, for example, she came over one night. We hooked up. First night that we hung out. Or second night we hung out, but first night we
Are you
hung
using
out.
condoms?
Of course not. That's gross.
Are you serious? You're out
Condoms
there
are horrible.
raw dogging in a pandemic.
Oh, I've been raw dogging the entire pandemic. My entire life.
Do you get tested a lot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair amount. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I've been tested between every single partner.
No, of course not.
But I get tested. Yeah, I get tested.
frequently enough.
Yeah.
Are you flossing more than you're getting tested? What's the
I'm flossing more than I get tested. I think I get tested, I'm going to say once every 6 months.
Okay. That's not horrible.
Yeah, no, it's not horrible. Like every time where I think I stop and think about it, I go, I should probably go get tested. I go get tested. Pretty easy.
Have you
to
had
get
HPV
tested.
before?
Never. I had the shot.
Oh, you did?
The HPV.
Oh, okay.
Is it a vaccine? I don't know. The HPV.
I know. Yeah, the whatever that is.
Yeah, I'm anti-vax now, but before
You're
I wasn't.
anti-vax.
Yeah, and I have some vaxes from when I was younger and didn't realize that vaxes are horrible and no one should get them.
So you're not doing the.
I'm definitely not getting a corona
Really?
vaccine. Yeah. Yeah,
Well-
COVID-19 vaccine? No, thank you.
God. You and my sister, a couple anti-vaxxers here.
Yeah, your sister too? Would have never thought anyone
I
in your
know.
family. I would have
Everybody else got a
have
shot.
taken you for a liberal cuck.
I'm half vaxxed. I'm not a cuck.
Oh, good for you.
I'm definitely not a cuck. But
No, I
I'm
don't
definitely
actually think that. But I don't think that, but I would have. If I just assume everyone who lives in the city is a cuck, And then once I get to know them, I go, they either are or they aren't.
Somebody assumed I was a cuck recently, this guy that I had been
I would
talking
have
to.
assumed it,
And I'm
yeah.
very upset by it. And I want to get a shirt saying, I'm not a cuck.
Well, you're a comedian who lives in Los Angeles from Canada, which is a cuck country. And
It's not a cuck country.
every Canadian, unless they play hockey, is a cuck.
Well, I played floor hockey.
I don't know. That you can't just make up
Yes, I
different
can.
variations of
and
hockey.
I played field hockey. So, I mean, I couldn't skate.
I meant ice hockey.
Yeah, well, you know what? You try putting some fucking blades on your feet and flopping around the ice. It's hard.
I'm a good ice skater. Not compared to Canadians, but for an American, I'm a
But you're
decent
an
ice skater.
anti-vaxxer. So
Yeah, I'm an anti-vaxxer. Most anti-vaxxers are good ice
and that's
skaters.
insane that you got the fucking HPV shot. That
Yeah.
one was barely tested.
Well, so how that happened, I guess my parents knew that I was going to grow up to be a slut, and they had me have it when I was
Okay.
younger. My dad's a doctor. It's weird, actually. My dad's a doctor, but you would think, oh, you must have seen the doctor all the time and had all this stuff. I have
No.
never been to a doctor my whole life. And not because my dad would be my doctor. My dad is the type of doctor who's like, you're going to be fine. Just stay in bed for a couple days. You're going to be fine.
Okay.
But he did give me the HPV.
The HPV talk.
Shot.
Well, I already had HPV, so it's too late. So I'm just going to
sorry to
smear it
hear that.
all over the rug on the way
And what
out.
does that mean exactly? Because I don't know that much about health. Does that mean
About-
you have cancer or you could get cancer?
I almost had it. I
You
had
almost had
HPV so
cancer.
bad where you have an irregular pap. So when I was 27, I had an irregular pap. When I was like, what the fuck is this? They're like, you could have something, it could be nothing. And then after that, I had a wart. And I was like, what's that? And I freaked the fuck out.
And is a wart on your vagina?
Yeah, on the outside, yes.
Okay.
Not in the hole, it's on the outside. And it
It
looks
doesn't
like
look that good.
it looks like an ingrown hair.
Okay.
I literally was like, what is that? And I thought it was nothing. Then I was like, it's not going away. And then I went to the doctor. She's like, yeah. And then I was like, sorry. And I freaked out. I'll make the story short because it's very long.
Did they remove it, the wart?
Yeah. So here's the thing.
Or do you still have a wart on your vagina?
This was when I was 27 years
Okay,
old. What do you
sorry.
think? Have you had a wart in your life? This is how you.
I had one on my finger one time, and I took a paper clip and I picked at it and removed it myself.
Okay. Well,
Probably,
they're not like
yeah.
it's not like a planter's wart. It's like a little. It looks like a skin tag.
Okay.
So, at the time I was freaked out. She's like, if you don't, we can burn it off now, or there's this new cream that people are using. It's $1,000, but
For a cream?
but it kills the HPV from the inside out. And I freaked out, borrowed money from my sister at the time because I was like, I don't have any
Insurance
money.
doesn't cover it? Wait, aren't you Canadian?
I am Canadian, but this wasn't going to cover it because I thought I was off my dad's plan. Long story short, I end up still being on my dad's plan. Cost
Wait,
me
I thought
$1.
Canadians don't have plans because everyone has health insurance.
We have health insurance. Like I can go to the doctor for free. But if I want this like crazy extra cream thing, whatever.
Okay.
Anyway, so I start using this cream, and it has the reverse effect. It ends up giving me third-degree burns in my fucking pussy. It like
I thought you were going to say it gives
blisters
you
it.
more warts.
No,
Okay.
I blistered. Like I went to the doctor, and like 3 doctors came in, looked at my puss. They're like, "What the fuck is going on?" I was like, "You tell me."
I used the cream, the $1,000 cream.
cream was-
I borrowed money to give myself burns.
It literally was. It's a cream used for people who have melanoma cancer. So it's supposed to kill the cancer from the inside out. Anyways, months go by. It finally goes away. Bleaches my puss blonde for like a goddamn year. I had
That's
like a
cool,
Michael
right?
Jackson pussy. No, it was a nightmare.
Oh, okay.
I'm European. Nothing's blonde. And then all of a sudden that was. Anyways, that goes away. I have no warts for like 2 years. Everything's
for
gone.
you.
That's it. Then I go back because you have to get checked up every 6 months, and they look on the inside and they're like, "Yeah, now you have cancer." I was like, "Excuse me?" So I went through all of that fucking nightmare with the whole outside situation, and now the inside cells have turned into cancer. So they
How
have
did
to
it-
go in. They have to like put a needle this fucking long in your vagina.
Did they put you to sleep
Oh
for
no!
it?
Oh no! You're watching that go in, and I've never like the woman. There's
it hurt?
a nurse came over. I cried. She's like, "You're gonna want to squeeze my hand." She's like, "This is gonna be the most pain you've ever felt in your life." And I was like,
Why wouldn't they put you to sleep for
"It was
that?
you watch the needle go in. Worst part, they burn the inside cells. You smell
With the
burning
cream
skin.
or with
no? So
like a
now it's
hot
like a hot
rod?
rod thing. So they go in, burn your fucking puss
I'm so
while you're
glad I have the
smelling
HPV.
this.
I should double check that I actually have the HPV
You'll
shot.
never get this. This is the problem, men. This is why men have to keep getting tested because men will never fucking get this.
Oh, thank
That's why.
goodness.
Who cares if it's a
Yeah.
fucking wart? Big whoop. You get a wart, it burns off. You never see it again. And most people get one wart once. Adios, amigos.
What if it goes inside our pee hole or something?
It'll
What if it-
never do that. It'll
God.
never do that.
I'm
You
so happy.
fucking pile of shit.
Yeah.
It's women can get cervical cancer, and it's a very big issue because most women don't get tested that
I'm so
often.
sorry and so
especially
happy.
in America because you don't have fucking good health plans. So I would get a pap every year to see, and that's how I knew. Anyways, I've been squeaky clean for the last 8 years.
I'm so happy to hear you've been
I
clean
am.
of interior vagina
Well, and
warts.
I think the fucking cream. I think it worked. I think
Also,
it burned
so
it out.
brave of you to share this story.
I don't give a fuck.
No, I'm just telling you, you're a brave woman.
Brave.
And
Everyone, because
you're a
everyone should
brave-
get
you're a brave,
tested for
strong woman.
HPV.
You're a strong, brave woman.
I guarantee half the women you've slept with have HPV. You probably have it. Most men have it. Like 80% of men
Even though
have
I
it.
got the test when I was a virgin?
There's different
the
strains of
shot
HPV.
thing?
There's not just
Right.
one.
I probably got.
I
no, I
guarantee
don't
you do.
have it.
I guarantee
Come
you do.
on.
I guarantee
I'm
you
immune
do.
to that kind of stuff.
You are raw dogging all over town. You have HPV.
Well, okay, to be clear, I am raw dogging, but not like I don't hook up with them. I'm not.
Mister, you have 2 girls that you have to cancel your little, send them a little ghost text.
I do have to can't go to women, but I am not. So it sounds like I hook up with a lot of women. I wish I did. I want to hook up with a lot of women. Girls don't.
How
want
many
this.
women have you slept with during the pandemic?
During the pandemic? I have a list. I could pull it out.
Oh,
I'm gonna guess.
you have a list?
Yeah, I
Do
keep
you
a
have
list
a
of
list?
I have a list of every woman I've ever slept
So
with.
do I.
Nice. What
wanna see your
what's your
list.
number?
Oh, my number's out there. My number's pretty high right now.
Ooh, I want to know.
Let me see. I don't number them. It's called the list.
Mine's called girls.
Mine's it's pretty long. Do I have to add somebody? Oh, no, I don't have to add anybody. Are you eating women out right when you meet them?
It depends on if I like the way they smell and look.
You disgusting pig.
I'm picky.
Are you insane?
I'm picky if I
You
eat them
think
out.
women want to suck your piss
Not
hole
every
the
girl
second?
sucks my dick either.
I'm going to stop sucking
same
dick.
thing.
I know what, 2021, no more dick
But
sucking
here's
for
the
me.
thing. The thing about eating vagina and sucking dick, some girls love sucking dick. And I love the... And
Give me their phone numbers.
And thank you very much if you're one of those
Give me
special
their
women.
numbers. They
They're-
don't exist.
Yes, they do. I promise you they do. Some girls, it's their thing. They love it. They like
might
it as
say
much
it.
as sex. No. They mean I know because I'll tell you my number and I know. Some girls don't love it and do it for, for the men to make them happy. And some girls don't like it and pretty much don't do it. And that same thing is for men. Some men love eating pussy. It's their thing. They're like, I eat pussy
Sure.
every time. And some men, like me, I would say, like it if they like that girl's pussy or that girl a lot.
Okay.
If I like that girl a lot, I like to pleasure her and I like eating pussy. And then some men don't like it at all. So I'm in that middle. I don't love eating pussy, every pussy I meet.
Of course.
But I also don't.
I've
not
had
do
dicks
it ever.
make me physically ill, but I also suck it. Okay. My thing is, if you want to get head, you're giving me head. If your pee-pee hole is going in my mouth, then my piss is going in yours.
Do you
it's
say
a combo. Well, one guy was like, try to get me to go down. I was like, well, you gonna eat me out? He goes, no. I go, well, then I'm not eating you out. He's like, what? I'm like, I don't tell you.
See,
it's a two-way street.
By the way, I'm on your side of this. I agree with you, but it's just that's such an uncomfortable conversation.
Of course it
and
is.
like
It's absurd. I don't
I'd
want to
rather
have this.
not have that conversation. I would just
don't
hope.
want to
I would
either.
hope that they'll reciprocate.
But I'm like, there's so many men now
You've
who are
been
just
burned
like,
enough times.
Yeah,
Or
but
not
also,
yet
it's
to
also
have it.
here's my thing. I don't even really like it that much. I just want you to go down there like you want to, and then I'll go for a second, and I'll be like, that's it. But I
So
just
it's a power move for
it's
you.
not. No, it's knowing that you would just go down there and do it. It's knowing that the man would go and want to pleasure. Of course. If I've been sitting in the sun all day or been biking around, I wouldn't want a man going down and sucking on my clit.
But if you're clean down there and stuff,
most dicks smell. Most dicks are weird, and I've gagged the veins on some of them. I'm like, what is it? Just working out?
gagging
Like,
is kind of hot though. So
gagging before you get in there?
Oh,
Just
no,
like
that's
a
not-
pre-gag?
No, that's pre-gag.
Pre-gag is not good.
Pre-gags are not
The
hot.
pre-gag's disgusting.
Pre-gag is disgusting. One time a girl in the heat of the moment, like, and it was hot the way she did it. She was like, eat my pussy. She was like telling me what to do. And it was, but then when I got down there, I was like, I don't want this, but I have to because she told me to.
Yes.
And so I did it.
Okay,
but
good.
But she had to know that I wasn't into it because I did it for like 30 seconds and then was out of there. But
Look,
if I like it, if I like
genitals
the
are
girl's
gross.
vagina, but not
What?
always.
The majority.
Some women have magic vaginas that I don't know if it's in there what they drink or eat, but they taste really good and they just I like it, but
Okay.
some don't. So I don't know. I need to find out that magic recipe and give it to all women, which is what they want me to do. What the world wants.
That's what the
women
world
want
wants.
me to give them a pussy recipe to make their vaginas taste really good.
Yeah, that's why I came here today. And now that we're gonna get to
If
the
I
bottom
started
of
giving
this,
women pussy recipes, they'd be very thankful and no one would give me shit for that.
I think they would not. If you told me what to do to keep my pussy's the way it is, and that's that. I don't know what to tell you. You don't like it? I don't like your pee hole. Get it out
Like
of
I
here.
know there's the trick, like if you eat a lot of fruit, that's supposed to help for both men and women. Like if your cum tastes bad. I mean, that's the hard part is most people are not going to tell you when your private parts smell bad or taste bad because that's an uncomfortable conversation.
Here's the thing. All privates have a smell. It doesn't matter if I come fresh out of the fucking shower. There's just your genitals have a smell.
Yes, but some are good and some aren't.
Yes,
Like
well, that could be a pheromone.
if you eat a lot of
towards, like,
pickles, you're probably not going to taste that good. If you eat a lot of,
I eat a lot of pickles.
if you're a big, if you smoke cigarettes, you're not going to. My most recent lay, her pussy smelled like cigarettes.
No.
I could straight up, and I didn't even eat it. I just
Maybe
from,
she smokes from
I
down
might
there.
have to edit this out because it's getting very vulgar, but just from fingering this girl, I knew that she smoked cigarettes, and
that's
I
weird.
like brought it up later in the night so that it wasn't.
You brought it up?
Not that her vagina smelled like cigarettes. I said, "Hey, do you smoke hey, do you smoke?"
Okay.
And I didn't know because her breath didn't even taste like cigarettes.
Okay.
And I had no idea. I just suspected from her vagina. And she goes, "Oh, I smoke cigarettes sometimes." And in my
Okay.
head, I'm like, "Knew it."
Okay.
And
what?
so that's not
Wow.
good.
No.
So it does. So your habits in life. This
Yes.
goes for men and women. And I'm not to say I'm perfect. Like I eat a lot of fast food, which I imagine is bad for my semen, the taste of my semen. But if you eat healthy, you're gonna have that magical pussy that I'm after.
That you're after.
That
then
I'm
go
after.
find a fucking vegan who's
Oh,
living
no,
in the
no.
fucking water.
Not vegan. You could eat whatever you want. Just drink a lot of water, and
This is
eat a lot of fruit.
psychotic.
This is not psychotic.
Yes, it is. Every person's genitals smell and are gross. I don't care who
You're
the
wrong.
fuck you are.
You're
mean,
wrong.
I don't think I am. I think I'm right. I've been around enough.
Let me ask you this: you've never had a penis in your mouth where you were like, I don't know what he does,
Where
but
I was like,
your penis is yes,
absolutely
yes.
not. Absolutely
I
not.
feel bad for you.
I don't feel
sorry.
bad for me.
I feel bad
I
for
mean,
you.
I openly talk about this with a lot of women, and I don't know any of my friends who are like, I love that. And women who are with women.
You're going after the wrong kind of guys.
Of course I am. The guy who's ghosting me is an ex-heroin addict with 7 felonies. I have a problem. I'm not well. I'm very sick. I have a guy's name, Coffin Teeth,
We
on my
need to
phone.
get you a magic dick man.
I would love that. If there's a magic dick man listening to this, I mean, let me see it. Let me get around it. Let me meet it.
They're out there.
Let me meet the dick. I just
And, you know
go on
what?
a date just with the
I
dick.
think they're out there a lot. I think a lot of men in LA have magic dicks too, because sadly to say, the people with the magic pussies and dicks are these, fake healthy LA types that.
I don't even need a magic
like
dick.
to
I need
smell
a
their own
hard
shit.
penis. That's it. Give me a hard
Are
dick.
you
That's
too
that.
many flacids?
I've had some flaccid recently.
Well,
Older,
I
man.
have another treat for you.
Older.
I have actually it's at my apartment, but I got a shitload of free Blue Chew.
What's Blue Chew?
Blue Chew is a dick pill, but it's like a non-prescribed one, so anybody can take it. But those ones at the gas station I've never taken one, do work. So if you're worried about it, maybe slip it into a guy's
No, I
drink.
changed my my age range. It was up too high. The guy was 50, and it was like, and then he's like, oh,
Do you
I'm
like? So you prefer older men?
not anymore. Like, if that ain't gonna work, I don't know what to do with you right now.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so what's your? Have you done a base count?
No, have you done a count?
Yeah, I have it numbered,
You have a number? Okay.
and I'll edit this out for both of us. I don't want it out there.
No,
even
I don't
though
want the
I
number out
might have
there.
said it. So yeah, we're equally.
We're equally
Promiscuous.
sick. Well, here's the problem, though.
But you're
and this
older
is-
than me, though.
No, yes, but this is the problem. I had a boyfriend for 7 years,
I had two
and
years.
then a boyfriend for 3 years.
Okay, so you're at 10 years of,
Yeah, that's the
relationship.
issue.
Yeah, I'm
So
at
then
like
I
5
went-
years
and then I went
total
crazy.
relationship.
And I went nuts, came out here, and I turned into a big old.
But you know what? So based on this list,
I love
people are
going to
be like, "Oh, people are going to be like, "Oh, you're a slut." That's what they'd say to me. I want you to know, and the listeners,
Mm-hmm.
I am a relationship guy. I am, if anything, I would call myself a love addict. Always,
addict.
yeah, I'm always seeking a relationship, but I do have standards. I don't jump into a relationship with anyone, and
Well, that's good.
A lot of these women just didn't make the relationship cut. So it's every time
And it was your decision.
My point is, or someone's
Yeah, okay.
decision, either mine or theirs.
Yes.
My point is that none of these, I'm not going to say none. Very few of these was just casual sex. Like, come over, let's hook up.
Okay.
It was me dating.
Okay, yes,
and
yes,
seeking
yes.
a relationship that ended up not being a relationship.
I mean, I've been trying to lock a guy down for years. I don't want to be doing this. This is absurd. I don't want to be on the apps. I just want a man that I can have sex with all the time, and that's that.
So one of my problems is I'm very
Picky with a pussy.
I'm picky, but I'm also I don't like the game and like how much small talk you have to do before you could ask a girl out. So I move too fast and I'm pretty aggressive. Not in the sense like aggressive, like forceful, but I'll meet a girl on a dating app, for example, and like right away I'm like, hey, you want to go get a drink? You want to go for dinner? You want to? And so that scares people off. And just like, I
It's
don't know.
annoying that scares people
Yeah.
off because it's like you have to see somebody in person and hear their voice and see how you get along with them. Like, and then that's why like it's much easier to just go right away. And then I hate the small talk, especially
Yeah.
about comedy. It's like you were saying too, I don't want to keep telling guys, well, I'm a comedian. What do you do? I can't anymore.
Yeah.
I want to date a comic. I've been trying to. Everyone was like, my first boyfriend was a comedian, and my first two longer guys were comedians. I wanted to date a comic. Everyone's like, what? You're gonna see them around. There's an amount of comedians, not a huge amount, but I've slept with a few comics out here. You never know because we're still civil. I'm like, hey, what's up? How are you? We do shows together.
That's cool.
No one knows.
Yeah, I don't have a rule. Some people have a no dating comics rule. I don't have a rule against it. I definitely try not to because
Of course, it is different. But like for a woman as a comedian, it's easier for men. I think comedians like funny women. Regular guys, if they see me,
I've heard that before. That girls say guys don't like funny women, but I've never met a guy that's like, I don't like funny women.
they don't say it.
Yeah.
But they don't. I think I intimidate a lot of men, and if they see me like on stage do well or something, and then after they're like, "Oh, okay," I just think it's a weird thing, and like guys don't want to bring a girl around who's funnier than them in front of their friends. It's like a weird. I mean, I don't think guys are
know.
outright saying this.
I don't think it's that black. I don't think it's as black and white as a guy going in their heads or whatever internally, subconsciously saying, "I don't want a funny woman." Maybe they don't want a woman that's like
gonna talk with them on stage. That's a huge thing.
maybe that,
Yes.
or maybe they don't want a woman that's kind of like a loud clown,
Yes.
type of thing. I'm not saying you are that, but like I wouldn't like. I like funny women, but I also don't want to bring a girl around my friends that's gonna like fart and be like the clown
Just
of
because
the.
they're funny doesn't mean they're gonna fart.
No, I know, but I'm just saying
Everybody farts
That
also,
might be
for
a
God's sakes.
judge, a judgment. I don't know you well enough to know if you're even this type
I'm
of
gonna
girl.
force out a fart right now.
I'm just saying.
swear
I'm
to
saying
God.
I don't think it's guys have the thing. I don't like funny women, even subconsciously. I think everyone likes funny chicks. It's just not. I don't want.
You don't want to date one, and I get it.
No. I do want to date one. I just like a chick that's funny without being like loud and in your face type of funny.
Okay. Yes.
Because I would say that I don't think I'm a loud in your face type of funny either.
No.
So I don't want to date that either.
We've never
makes
seen my
sense.
comedies, so you don't know.
Well, your offstage comedy. You know what I mean? Like there's two different
Offstage
comedies.
comedy, I
I don't
mean,
know your
sure.
offstage comedy either.
I don't know. Is this my offstage comedy? Is me being my
You're
goddamn
very funny.
self?
No, this is fine. And
Oh,
I don't know.
God.
I don't know where I'm going with this.
I'm
You're
just
fine.
saying, I know the guy who is actually ghosting me. Right after the second time we fooled around, he was like, an issue happened, and he was like, "Oh, let me guess, this is going in your next Comedy Central skit." And I was like, and that's the problem. And I think that's why it could be why he's ghosting me, because it's like every guy thinks they're going to be put into my act. Hey, guess what? And here's my answer: some of you will. And it's like, and I always say, it's always the guys who are bad. It's the bad men I will talk about. If a good guy, I'm not going to be like, "Oh, I had the best night ever." Like, how funny is this? He treated me well and he took me out. Like, that's not fucking funny.
What if
you're gonna be a
he's
piece
a
of shit-
nice guy, but he just does something like embarrassing by mistake?
No, I would also never saying names. Everyone talks
Yeah,
about other people
true.
on stage. I would never be like, blah, 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 find his Instagram handle. Like, I'm not a fucking psycho.
Well, I'll say this. It goes on both sides because I've had plenty of girls say the same thing to me. This is going in your set, aren't you? Please don't talk about me in your set. Please don't do this. And I've even had girls who I have talked about on my podcast who have, and I
Message
don't
you?
mention names, but yeah, then they'll send me, I can't believe you talked about me on your podcast, things like that.
But
I'm
it's like, there's so many people in the world. How would anyone know it's you? Only you know
they
it's
don't.
you.
Yeah, only they know. They're just weird about it. But my
get
response is, please don't listen to my podcast.
And now you have 9 followers. You had 10, now you have 9.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I also am like, maybe it's just me. I think I'm also too much. I come into dates, I'm like, whoa, and then I'm all like, oh, act outs, and I'm like, what am I doing? Put the fucking can down. Like, I'm always doing something so psychotic.
Is that your nervous thing?
Oh, yeah,
on
and
a
I get
date?
like really
You
over
get-
the top. Oh, I'm doing weird. Like, if you take me out for dinner, I'm like, knives and forks are dancing. I'm like, just put the cutlery down.
Are you one of
buddy.
those girls that at dinner will only order like a tiny salad because you don't want to eat in front of a man?
No, I got full shrimp fettuccine last time. Just slurping it up.
One of my least favorite things is because when I go out to eat, I'm a big food guy, so I like to get something delicious and hefty.
Like getting happy, I'm getting a
yeah, like
side
going out to
thing.
dinner
Yeah,
and
yeah,
eating
yeah.
food, and then I'll go out with these girls, and they'll like nibble on an appetizer, and that's it, and then I feel like a pig.
No.
Yeah.
I do mostly first dates at bars. It's a better location.
yeah.
You have a couple sips. It's
The first
more
date
chill.
at dinner, especially off the internet, is too much.
No.
Because what if I don't like them and now at
You're
a
stuck
table
at
with them
dinner.
at this
No,
expensive.
no. And
Yeah.
they might eat weird, and the other guy already had pepper in his tooth. It's a whole thing.
It's a money and a time commitment. A dinner.
Drinks, or it's like, and like this, if a date is going really bad, I'll go to the bathroom, do a little text my friend, gotta get out of here, give me a call in 5 minutes. Oh no, my
That doesn't work. You
I've
might
done-
as you
I've
might
done
as
it a
well
couple
just have
times.
one drink and then just go, hey, nice to meet you. I'm gonna get going.
Yeah, I think the next time I
Yeah.
will. It makes more sense.
It's like ghosting.
Yeah.
Getting a fake call from a friend, you're just like, who are you,
Yeah,
who you
literally.
trying to kid? Yeah.
Well, one I had to because I got scared. So I had to get my friend Daniel Webb to come get me.
Oh, I know Daniel.
Yeah, Daniel's great.
Awesome guy.
Don't we need
Money.
to be mostly vaccinated to be doing shows and clubs and stuff? Are more bookers going to be like,
According to the liberal cucks we do, I'm ready to start doing shows. I've never wanted to stop doing shows. I think we should have been open this whole time, like Texas, and just living our fucking lives.
you're not moving to Texas. You're not going to be one of the Texas boys.
I'm too. I like my apartment here a lot. I have this studio. Like, also, if you're not like Rogan knows my name, which is the coolest thing one of the coolest things in my life. But I'm not friends with him. He's not. It's not like I'm moving to Texas. I'm going to be on the Joe Rogan Experience every week.
Yeah.
And that's to me in my mind, the biggest gain you could get from living in Austin right now. As far as your career, if you're because you'd be moving there for your career, sure you'd probably get some good stage time, but the biggest like achievement you could have is getting on the Joe Rogan Experience, the biggest podcast in the world, and I don't see that happening. And maybe I don't know, it doesn't. And even if it does, that's a crazy thing to move there for that one thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm just speaking for myself. I'm not saying everyone that moved there thinking they're getting on the Joe Rogan Experience.
I think a lot of people did.
But it just seems like there's still more opportunity if you want to be a stand-up comedian as a career or a comedian in Los Angeles or New York than there would be in Austin. I could be wrong. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I think
I
that
have no
sounds
career,
right.
so
That sounds correct.
yeah. So I'm not moving, but I'd like to go visit. I'm building a camper van right now.
Oh, that's fun.
Thank
to
you.
go travel.
And as soon as I finish it, I'd like to go
Do a
in
little-
Austin for a couple weeks in my camper van.
That's nice.
I'm going to Austin next month for
Okay.
shows, but yeah, but I'd like to go again in my camper van.
I've never done Austin. I'm doing Denver at the end of May.
Have you done Denver?
Love Denver.
Denver's tight.
It's very fun.
My younger brother, I'll tell him to go to your show. He goes to University of Denver.
Oh.
Are you doing Comedy Works? Are you doing?
No, I'm doing the Fort Collins Club,
Okay, cool.
but I'm doing a show in Denver on Thursday.
Yeah, he has a bunch of friends, so he'll make
How
you a
are
bunch
there,
of money.
do they have magic dicks? Like
He's a homosexual.
that doesn't change it for me. Does he have
So a lot
magic
of people were listening to my anti-vax tirade and opening up the world thinking, oh, this guy's not an ally. Yeah, I am an ally. I'm friends with Daniel Webb and my younger brother's a homosexual. So maybe
yeah.
don't judge me.
I think it's too
Yeah.
late. I think it's too late.
Yeah, I have a list of every girl I've been with. Don't judge me. I'm progressive as fuck.
I like that. I honestly, I don't have real names though. I don't have a single real name.
I have their
They're all
first
weird.
name. I don't
Okay.
have their full name in case it were to get leaked
I
or
have,
something.
See, if it gets leaked, no one's gonna know what a shrimp emoji is. Like that's what I have in there. Like it's like I got
The main
scared.
reason I have their first name is because it's getting to the point where if I do nicknames, I'm gonna be like, who's that again?
Oh, there's
I'm
half
already
of them I
getting
forget.
that. Yeah,
Oh, one
I'm
of them
already
just says
forgetting a
Skunk
little bit.
Man. One says Umbrella Head. I'm like, what's Umbrella Head?
What percentage of the people on your list do you regret?
Oh God, fucking 90%. Holy shit. No, I would say at least 50. I went through
That's high.
a really
That's pretty high.
bad. I went through a really bad phase out here where I'd get really drunk and then go on dates and then just have sex with guys right away
Just
and be like,
give it to 'em.
What was I doing? And then like, of course, a lot of bad.
What's your thoughts on if you give it up the first time? Like, do you think there's a higher ghost rate?
Oh yeah, big time. And I think I gotta stop doing that. I've made it a rule now. I'm like, I know, but it's like I like having sex early to know if I like the person. To know, I'm like, also if they have a little.
Now, do
baby
you
dick or
think
something, I need
if
to know.
you don't give it up the first time, because okay, I agree that if you have sex on the first date, there's a bigger chance that you might not talk to that person again or not get in a relationship with them.
Yes.
But I don't know yet if it's because we had sex the first date or because the sex just makes me very aware that I'm not looking for that with that person. You know what I mean? Like if she holds out to the third date and then has it, I might stop seeing her after the third date and it's only because she held, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
It's a very fun. It's a
like if
fine
I
line.
like that person, we have sex that first date, I still might want to see her again. I think I just need to like that person.
Sure.
So I don't, if that makes sense. I
It
think
does.
so. I think women shouldn't necessarily not have sex on the first date.
I just think
You should keep being a slut, is what I'm saying.
it's not working. I think, like in a lot of the women I've been talking about, we have seen a pattern where it most likely we get ghosted if we have sex on the first date.
But what I'm saying is, if
wait-
you wait till the third date, are you going to get ghosted after the third date?
No,
If
it
you-
usually it lasts a bit longer.
Interesting. Okay.
But it's like I'm a hornball, so it's like, do I now have to wait? I'm just like, okay, I guess I'll wait, see what's going on downstairs.
I'll wait. I try. Actually, so this has worked against me. So lately I've been saying to girls, hey, like, come over, let's watch a movie, maybe we'll cuddle, and I'll say to them, we won't have sex. As
You
like
say that right off the
because
hop.
because they think when I ask that,
Then you're
that
like,
I'm asking for sex without asking for sex.
Yeah.
And I'll say, like, if it feels like that, I'll be like, no sex. I just want to keep hanging out with you, and I don't like to drink, so let's go to my house. But when I say that, it triggers something in their heads where now they want to have sex with me because I told them we're not
we said
having
no?
sex.
And yeah.
So,
Which is psychotic.
So I've actually, lately been having sex on the first date because I tell them it's like become a move without unintentionally where it gets me sex on the first date.
Okay. I can see
So
that
it's
little reverse psychology situation.
confusing,
I mean, this is like the therapy podcast. It's all coming back together. Why do you think I'm getting
And then every time I like a girl now, I scare them away because I'm too eager. And then if I'm not into the girl, they, of course, every time, because I don't text them that much, they want me so bad.
It's a sickness.
It's the worst mind. I hate the human brain.
I hate these games. It's also that comes back to the whole games thing. It's all a fucking game.
But it's a game, but it's also not a game because it's just human nature. It's not like even if I'm not trying to play the game, but I'm by mistake playing the game, it works.
Yes.
And vice versa. If a girl's too eager for me, it turns me off, and I hate the game. But that's the game. So I'm not trying to play the game, but the game's real.
I'm out of the game. You know what? Put me on the bench. Give me the water. Give me some Gatorade. I'm taking a breather.
What about at 2 a.m. on a
2 a.m., I'll tell you what.
You're alone in your bedroom.
I just bought some new
You
batteries.
want to play the game.
I bought some new batteries. 2 a.m. I'm
That's when
in bed at 9:30.
loneliest. Oh, I'm at my
Good
loneliest.
night, nurse.
Midnight to 2 a.m. in my bed is when I'm like, want a girlfriend.
Well, you know what you got to get?
A dog? Mm-hmm. Nah, I'm too
She's-
selfish.
Look at
I
her.
love dogs. I
Look
love
at her,
dogs.
this kid. This is how my dog fucking sleeps with me. Oh, that's not. Oh, thank God that photo didn't come up. That was a very embarrassing photo of me. This is how my dog sleeps with me. Literally
So cute.
snuggle.
Is that
It's
a golden lab? What kind of
golden
dog is
retriever.
that? Golden retriever.
She
so
sleeps.
Cute.
It's fucking suck. I don't. If I had a boyfriend, I don't know where he'd sleep. I mean, she's in the bed.
He'd either have to love dogs, which most people do.
Yes.
But even though I love dogs, when I'm sleeping with a girl, especially if the relationship is new, I don't want to sleep with a
No,
guy.
I obviously make the dog sleep on the ground if I had a guy in my bed. Obviously,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
room. But it's a make or break for me. I have a fucking disgustingly cute dog. When you buy a golden retriever, like I did, she's disgustingly cute. And when
very
it's
cute.
absurd. And we meet her, she's so lovable and so cuddly and cute. When people aren't like obsessed with her, I'm like,
Even if they
like
like
that.
her, just aren't obsessed.
I need petting. I need you to pet my dog.
But all night, or
Not all
they
night.
could do, like
You
a
could
couple
do a
minutes
couple
of petting.
minutes, but most people who meet Susan, her name is Susan, most people who meet her are like obsessed with her. So when they're not, I'm like, I don't like this one bit. Do you want to see how
Maybe they're a
obsessed I
cat
am?
lover.
Want to see how obsessed I am
Are they
with my
cat
dog?
lovers? These people who aren't obsessed. Wow, that's your dog. You have a thigh tattoo of your dog, of a heart.
Yes, I do.
People are gonna think that's a former lesbian
I know.
lover.
Oh, I know. That's why it's so funny. It's the funniest thing ever.
They're gonna be like, "Who's Susan? Is that your mom? Is that your ex?
Oh, well,
your ex-wife?"
First guy I fooled
Yeah.
around with this, pulled my pants down, and was like, Susan, it's my mom's name. I was like, you better be actually a comedian. I might edit that part.
You love comedians.
I do love comedians. I like. You know what it is? I like riffing in bed after coitus. I love a post-coitus riff.
What's your favorite post-coitus riff?
I mean, I
Do you
just
have
like
any
joking
memorable
around.
ones? I have a memorable
You have a
one.
memorable one? No, I just like I one time I got like really giddy with this guy and we just laughed till like 4 a.m, just over nothing. But it was just like I don't know what we're laughing at. It was just like funny and silly. I like to have the whole like. I like it to be all sexy, not riffing in the
Right.
middle.
You
Not
like to laugh all the
high-fiving.
time, of course.
I'm just like, I'm gonna come. Like it's not that. It's just the whole thing is. It's nice to have the after jokes.
My favorite, my memory of joking, I don't remember if I've told this before, is right when we finished having sex, like I'm still inside her. Mm-hmm. I looked at her and I go, and that's what sex is.
And then she laughed.
Yeah, we
Okay,
both started
okay,
laughing.
okay.
Yeah.
I have, well, this is actually was another comedian, but he told the story on stage before because it's very funny. And of course, I don't mind. I kept, I got like wax down there and I kept pre-texting him. I'm like, ooh, get ready. He's like, I don't care. I don't know why you keep telling me about this. And then he started eating me out. And then I looked down and I went, I'm a little baby. And then he laughed into my vagina. And we couldn't even fool around with that. We had to like, we laughed so hard we had to just like wait it out because it was like, he's like, why did you say? I'm like, I'm a little baby. It was so gross, but it was very funny. And again, see, a comedian, that is funny.
That is funny. Yeah. And some guys would probably be like,
whoa, what the
this
fuck?
isn't cool.
No,
this
isn't
chick's
cool
too
at all.
much. Yeah, but no.
way too much. But having a guy laugh and like, it's funny.
And on a serious note, I love going back to what I call it, a perfect pussy. What I call it, a taste. What I called it again?
Something.
A tasty pussy.
Magic pussy.
Magic pussy.
Yes.
Love, and this isn't for every guy. This is just, I can only speak for myself because some guys probably like a trimmed vagina or a little bush. I love a lasered vagina. Not
Lasered.
waxed, not shaved. I mean, I'll take those. Don't get me
like,
wrong. I'm not saying I
was
only
like-
will take laser vaginas, but my favorite, if you're like, what's your favorite? Lasered.
You like people with that laser money then. You like that.
Yeah, I like lasered money. That's a magic. Magic pussy to me is a girl who drinks a lot of water, eats a lot of fruit, and lasers their pussy and doesn't smoke cigarettes.
You're very picky.
No, this is just magic.
Lasering
if
pussy
you want,
is
if you
absurd.
let me change the name. If you want to have girlfriend pussy,
Okay, girlfriend pussy. Wow.
If you want girlfriend pussy.
Hey, ladies out here, he's still single. Can you believe it? Can you imagine this man waiting for the perfect pussy just to drop down from the sky like a stork?
I'm putting it out there into the world right now, hoping this spreads.
Oh, I've been trying
one
the
at a time.
manifesting.
I'm telling it to you so that you could tell it to all your female friends. And I'm not
yeah.
doing this for me. I'm doing this to help the world. I'm bettering the world right now.
Sure.
Women out
sure.
there and men. Maybe men shouldn't laser. Actually, that's kind of weird. But
It is weird. You need a little
lot
hair
of
down
water.
there, just a
And
loose
to be
noodle.
clear, I don't laser down there, but I do trim. I
You
keep
need to
it.
trim. Everyone should be
with a
trimming.
trimmer, not with scissors. I take a
Everyone
sideburn
should be
trimmer.
trimming.
I actually Manscaped, the new lawnmower 3.0 by Manscaped.
You got to manscape. You just lie on your front lawn and then you just you lay in the grass, so it makes it seem like you're actually.
Yeah, but
You
people
need-
need to take care of themselves. Not. She says everyone is gross down there. Not true.
I just think
And
all
you don't
genitals
need
are
to be.
gross. You piss and shit from down there.
When you say it like that, they're all gross, but they're not.
Pee-pee comes out of holes. You know what I mean? And other stuff. And it's just
Some girls are into pee-pee.
Yeah,
And guys.
I know.
Some guys are into it too. Not me. I'm not into that.
So if a girl squirts, you hate it.
I don't love it.
You don't love it.
I don't hate
wow.
it.
Ladies,
I don't hate
please
it.
line up. There's gonna be a line up at the door after this.
I don't hate it, but some guys are like, "Oh, that's so hot, you squirted."
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking, okay, now I have to change my sheets.
Of course,
tomorrow
it's a
for
big
sure.
mess.
Yeah. I actually, if you squirt, I think I've only been with a limited number of squirters. You sound like you're a squirter. If you squirt that night, and you were gonna spend the night or are spending the night, do you change? So do you change the sheets after sex, or do you sleep in the squirt?
I do not squirt. It's too much.
So
I
you-
don't.
So you got. So if you're at a
it's-
guy's house, you squirt all over his bed. He has to change the sheets before you guys go to sleep that night.
No, I
Which I'm sure he doesn't mind. It was worth it for the sex.
I
but
will if I usually will tell him to get a towel and put the towel down. I prepare for the squirting
That's nice of you.
because you can't sleep in the bed. It's a puddle. It's disgusting.
Another episode sponsored by Magic Mind. Do you drink coffee? You shouldn't. It's bad for your health. It's bad for your teeth. It has caffeine in it. It is bad for your breath. It's gross. You shouldn't be drinking coffee. It doesn't even taste good. You know what's good for you? Magic Mind. It is a 2-ounce energy drink. I would show you it, but I drank them all because they're delicious and made me feel a lot more productive and a lot of energy. It has matcha in it, and that keeps you focused. It has nootropics, which is, I don't know what nootropics is, to be honest with you, but it's good, and you're going to want it. It has adaptogens and honey for the taste. It is a little green shot that, honestly, hard to imagine me doing my life without it, because you take it in the morning, and it gives you 5 to 8 hours of energy throughout the day. And you know that it's healthy. It's like a little salad shot. I don't think they want that in the ad because it's probably not true. But the point is, Get rid of coffee. Get rid of Red Bull. Get rid of energy drinks. Switch to Magic Mind. Go to magicmind.co and use the coupon code ARI, A-R-I, and you will get a discount. Magicmind.co. Use coupon code ARI. Get these 2-ounce energy shots. And if you don't like it, you could sue me. Sue me for all my money because I really think you're going to like it. They taste good and they make you feel good. That's magicmind.co. Coupon code ARI. You're going to thank me. Let's get back to the show.
Oh my God.
I do that every podcast.
Oh my God.
Every single podcast I record, every single podcast I've ever recorded, halfway through, I have that thought and I go check.
Oh
and
my
just,
God.
It's something, I don't know what that's called.
This has turned into like a dirty podcast.
It's been a dirty dating podcast. It's all been,
I didn't know what happened.
It's all been sex and
Well,
dirty.
you
Do you
brought me
have
on.
any issues in your life that I can help you with besides love life?
I'm not talking to my father, but that's a whole other issue.
How come? I'm so sorry to hear that.
He has, I believe it is a medical term I found. It's called explosive rage disorder or something like that, where he
yells at you?
has blackout rages, where he says horrific things to me, and then
Might be
acts like nothing
bipolar.
happened. I think he's bipolar, but he was refusing to get help, so I've given him an ultimatum, either to get help or he doesn't talk to me anymore.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
Where does he live?
Toronto. But
And Canadians are so nice.
no, he's
Canadian
not.
men.
He's a Bulgarian psychopath.
Oh, so he's not from Canada. He lives in
He was
Canada.
born here, but his parents are Bulgarian.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine. I'm not upset about it. He is. It's kind of funny now. No, it's not funny.
Well, he's not that upset. He'd go get help.
Exactly. It's been 3 months, so
Maybe he will.
no.
When was the last time you spoke with him at all?
January 15th, he had the blow up, and I had to get an Airbnb when I was in Canada because it was that bad. I could not be around him. Oh yeah. So I had to get an Airbnb for 2 months. Spent $1,500 fucking Canadian on Airbnbs because it was not
For
fucking
2
cheap.
months? That's not that much.
Well, for like no, but it was also like I was staying at my parents' house. Like I don't want to.
Right.
I'm in Canada to spend fucking money.
No, yeah, it's annoying.
Yeah, it's
but-
annoying as hell.
yeah.
And then I came back here. No, I guess it was only 3 weeks. No, it was 3 weeks because I came back February 1st. So since the January 15th, and I just sent him an email like a week ago explaining the whole situation, and then him replying back and forth with some other bullshit that
He got mad over email then?
Yeah, he got mad over email, and then
Does he think when he blew up at you in Canada, does he in his head right now think, yeah, she deserved for me to blow up at her?
No, he doesn't remember what he said.
Oh, he doesn't
And he
remember.
says specifically mean, hurtful, like I'm a loser, my job's a joke, I'm embarrassing to the family, like horrible shit that you wouldn't want to say to your
True.
fucking daughter.
That's true.
I mean,
True.
yeah,
No,
a lot
I'm
of it. A lot of it, yes, of course. Like my sister works for the city of Toronto and she owns a condo, and I'm like, I'm sucking a guy's dick on stage. Like, what the fuck am I like?
Yeah, when someone says like I'm a lazy piece of shit, I'm like, yeah,
like, well, yeah.
kinda.
Compared to
yeah.
my whole family, I'm like, yeah. It's fine. It's just been like this for years, so it's time for him to get
So
help.
he does not support your career, it sounds like.
No, he does. My parents do, shockingly.
Or pretends to. But
Yeah.
when the truth came out, it sounds like he doesn't.
That's the thing. Then he's like, well, I don't know what I say when I get angry. I'm like, I don't know if I believe that. But it's also like not even just at me. Like he'll stub his toe and then like, fuck you, you fucking cunt, and calls my mom a bitch. It's like, you stubbed your fucking toe. Like, buddy, relax.
Also,
like,
if you don't know what you say when you get angry, that's not an excuse
No,
to me. That doesn't make it
exactly.
okay.
Exactly.
That's like saying, yeah, I hit you when I was drunk, but I was drunk.
Yeah.
So I'm not, I don't abuse you. I was just
Yeah.
drunk. I'm like, no, that's still abuse.
that's still abuse,
Yeah.
and you're
Yeah.
still a bad person.
Yeah, yeah. Or at least, if not a bad person, you at least need to work on that
Yes.
and get help for it.
Yes, you need
Like
you need help.
maybe he's not a bad person, but if he has blind rages
Yes.
and it's causing issues, and you're a good person, you'd want to fix that.
Yes, I think that's the thing too. I think everyone needs help.
Yeah. Except
I'm in
me,
therapy.
But yeah, most people do. Yeah.
I'm waiting for a therapist. Actually, the goddamn SoCal, California, whatever sliding scale place wait list is quite long.
Oh, like free therapy.
Well, it's not free. It's like the sliding scale, whatever. So it's like going to be cheaper than
Got
a
it.
normal therapist. So I had like a interview, whatever, like a month and a half ago, and they're like, "We'll set you up with somebody." And I'm like, "Hello, baby has daddy issues. Let me get me on."
I don't know if they're still doing it, but I used to hear that the Laugh Factory gave free therapy, had a in-house
Are you
comedian
joking?
therapist. I don't know if they still do that, especially since they've been closed for a year. But
I mean, I don't want a comedian therapist. No,
no,
offense.
it wasn't the therapist wasn't a comedian.
Oh, okay.
The
I was
therapist was
like-
a real therapist, but the Laugh Factory was paying for comedians to get therapy from this therapist.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the
I mean,
the
it might
comedian,
be
he's like,
they
hey,
do a
follow
lot
me
of
on
publicity
Instagram.
stunts, so it might have been for like a month to get the press about it. Like,
okay,
I have no
okay.
idea. I never did it, but I heard about it.
Okay.
I'm
just gonna- there's other
Skype
people.
therapist.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a Skype one.
Just get a good friend. You don't need a therapist. Just get a really good
I
friend
mean,
to talk
I have
to.
good friends. We're yapping. It's fine. You don't go to therapy?
No, I don't believe in it.
Anti-vaxxer doesn't believe in therapy. Ladies,
I'm on your dad's
still
side on this one.
single, Still single. Can you believe it?
Listen, if therapy was so important, then I'm still here. So.
We're all still here, but we all have demons. We all need to fucking talk to somebody who's completely out of our realm. Like, of course, my friends are helpful and
The
whatever,
way
but I need like
therapy, like a therapist. I've never been, so I can't really
And this is a therapy
comment
podcast.
on it.
What?
Yeah, because it's me making fun of it. Basically, it's weird that BetterHelp
Okay,
doesn't want
okay.
to sponsor me. But okay, a therapist. I know they've been a school and whatever for therapy, so which probably gives them some therapy ego, which I don't like. But at the end of the day, a therapist is just a person. So I'm not saying you don't need to talk to someone, but just talk to someone. Doesn't need to be a therapist.
I mean, for specific things, though, I think it needs to be a therapist. They know how to cope with like dating issues or marriage issues or like
if
rage
therapists
issues.
were so perfect, then therapists would never have been through a divorce or have any issues in their life. But they all do. They all have their own
therapists
issues.
are psychotic. Everyone's psychotic.
So it's like, why am I talking? Like, they're not going to a therapist is like saying, "Oh, you're better than me at life, so tell me how to do my
No.
life." But most of them aren't. Most of them have their own issues. So it's like, why are you giving me help with my issues if you have your own issues?
Yeah, but why are people who are funny coming to watch comedy shows when they're also funny?
It's a good point.
You just got so silent.
but
Literally, there's
but
a lot.
I'll say this.
Okay.
So yes, people who are funny go to comedy shows because they like comedy.
I'm like laughing.
But I'll say this. As a comedian, I don't like going to comedy shows.
I hate them.
Fucking, if I've had a couple girls say, "Hey, let's go to a stand-up comedy show," and I go, "Oh, I'll never do that with you."
Absolutely
Ever, and never happening.
No, never go to a comedy
So-
show. I can barely watch any
And
shows.
I wonder if therapists have that same thought. I'm not saying a therapist. I am a therapist.
Probably.
Yes, I'm not.
So that,
I'm not seeing a
on
therapist.
that
I am a
alone,
therapist.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
is, I give people therapy once a week.
Sure. So what is the therapy? What's my?
What's your issue again? Oh, your dad. You have problems with your dad. I think here's my advice to you
Yes.
and your dad. Get this serious. Is what I actually think. So give him. So I like that you kind of gave him this ultimatum. I think ultimatums. A lot of people say ultimatums aren't healthy. I think they can be. I think he needed a wake up kick, and you gave him that. That being said, after a few months, if he doesn't seek help and he's not gonna, it would be so sad to me that you don't have a relationship with your father. So what I'd say is allow him back into your life in a few months, even if he hasn't done anything to change himself, but keep him at a distance. That means when you go to Canada, you're going to have to stay with friends or get an Airbnb. You're not going to call him every day. You're not going to open up to your dad. He's not. You're going to have an okay relationship with your dad. You're going to take a step back. It's not going to be the lovey-dovey, big happy family. I love you, Dad. Hug goodbye. You're not going to have that anymore.
Okay.
But don't shut him out of your life completely.
This isn't horrible advice.
Yeah. Hey, Dad. Check in on him once in a while. Hey, how are you? If it starts getting angry, hang up the phone, leave. But yeah, so you're not gonna be as close to him as you would like, and I'm sorry for that.
Okay.
But still allow him.
I mean, I do live in Los Angeles.
Treat him
so-
like an uncle. Your dad's now your uncle. You love your uncle. I love my uncle.
Just not
But
talking
he's not
about-
my dad.
Yeah, no.
Your dad's not your dad anymore. He's your uncle.
I have my uncle dad.
Yeah, what is he? Where did you say he's from?
Bulgaria.
Well, yeah, you have a Bulgarian uncle.
I got a couple now.
You got a couple uncles.
I don't hate that advice. Thank you.
See that?
I learned something.
You don't need
Ladies,
a therapist.
listen to this guy. Look, he can help problems.
My main focus, my main area that I could help people with is getting that magic pussy.
That seems like your expertise here. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
my
yeah,
expertise.
yeah, yeah,
but you have daddy issues, I can help you there too.
I hate the term daddy issues.
I know.
It's so gross.
I have mommy issues. So.
Do you?
But I hate it too because a lot of girls are like, well, you have issues with your mom, so you don't know how to treat a woman. I'm like, that's not what that means.
That's not what that means.
Yeah, that's not what that means.
Very separate relationship.
Or it affects your dating life because you have mom issues. I'm like, no, I don't agree with that.
No.
I think I treat women very nice. And
unless they have a pussy that you don't like, and you're like, ooh, wee, I guess I'll go down there.
let me be clear. I have never once said, ooh, I guess I'll go down there to women. I think that up here, but I bury it deep down and then ghost them after instead.
Don't ghost. Just send these women some texts, please.
I've told this story before, but one time I dated a girl with a giant bush. And I'm not talking like trimmed. It was like a jungle, like a
big
Mexican jungle. She's Mexican. Is that racist? Big jungle.
Okay.
And I never had the courage to say anything. And it was foul. Like it smelled bad. There were white things in it.
White things in it?
I don't know what it was. Maybe it
Probably
was dried
flakes.
juices, skin flakes. I'm not sure. Food, for all I know. I don't know. It was...
I can guarantee it wasn't food. You're sitting, letting your fucking breadcrumbs
maybe, crumbs go
drip
down.
in the fucking...
I don't know what it was. It was unsightly. I mean,
How
put it
long
that
did
way.
you date this one?
Couple weeks.
Okay.
Longer than I should have, probably. She was pretty hot, though.
Hot girls can get away with having whatever the fuck they
I mean, she didn't get away with it. I still ended it.
Okay.
But I never told her. I didn't have the courage to. And I know, like, probably a lot of times you shouldn't tell the person because, I don't know.
Well,
It's
obviously
weird.
she doesn't have a problem with it.
Yeah, but I still think about that one. Like, someone needs to tell her.
But men out there probably like it.
If I had a gross smelling dick, I would want a girl to tell me. It would sting, but then I could fix it for the future.
Well,
I wish girls
okay.
would give me honest feedback. Like,
Is
really
that what
lay
you
it
want?
in there. I think it
Is
is.
that what you want? I sucked a guy's dick and his pubes smelled like an old bath mat, and I gagged.
So he should shave his pubes.
Or
Or at least
dry
shampoo them
or something,
and dry
shampoo
them.
maybe
But
shampoo, yeah.
but sounds like if they smell like an old bath mat, I would start over, shave them off.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the new
You
ones
need to,
growing.
yeah, because it's like a moldy, musky. I change my bath mat out twice a week.
You do?
I
I
love
need to do that.
I have it in.
It is nice when you have a fresh bath mat. Yeah, I don't have a laundry machine in my apartment. Okay, so we talked about your dad. We talked about therapy. What is your biggest failure story in comedy? Like, not either failure or regret or something you wish you could do over, or maybe it's good that it happened, but you were upset about it for a while.
Okay, probably one of my biggest regrets. Okay, I was in a competition.
I hate those already. I hate
It was a
competitions.
Sirius XM top comic competition in Canada.
Okay.
And it was like you had to start by sending in a tape to get an audition. So you get the audition, then the top 3 people of the night go on, and those top 3 people have to spend.
So this is live. So
Yes.
it's not on Sirius XM radio.
No.
It's just put on by them.
Yes, put
But
on by
in
them.
person.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the top 3 people move on that night, and then they have to do all this crazy social media, like vote for me, vote for me, vote for me, whatever.
So it's comedy based, but it's also kind of like voting based. So
Yes.
you potentially not the funniest person is going to win because they might have gotten the most votes.
Well, then there's a live show, and then the person. So the top, whoever gets the most online voting, those people go to the live show. That's part of JFL 42, which is Just Fast Festival in Toronto.
Biggest comedy festival in the world for those of you who don't know.
But JFL Toronto is like an offshoot of Just Fast Montreal.
Oh,
it's
right.
a smaller
Second
one.
biggest comedy festival
But it's
in the
still-
world.
yeah, it's still
but
cool.
it's put on by the biggest comedy festival in the world.
Yes, yeah. So it's still cool. It's still big. So I made it to the top 8. So we had the live show at this really cool theater, and
And biggest comedy festival company in the world, but probably in Canada, even a bigger deal as a Canadian comic
Yes.
because in America there's Comedy Central and HBO and all these other things, but in Canada it's like JFL is the biggest thing you could do. Correct me if I'm wrong.
yes, no, that's right. Yeah. And the winner of this whole thing got $30,000.
So it's a big deal.
Big deal. Big
Yeah.
deal. Need that money. I was just about to move out here.
Yeah.
I'm also going to add this, just for the story. I was the only woman. Okay, 8 guys and me.
That's cool.
It was cool, but it's also like, okay, let's whatever.
The way it should be.
I hate you.
Okay.
So the show happens, and they announce 3rd, then 2nd, and maybe I got a look ahead of myself.
You thought you won
My agent thought I won too. He took my beer out of my hand. 2 of my friends that were standing backstage, they congratulated me.
because you had a great set.
I killed.
Yeah.
I killed. I had 3 applause breaks. I'll never forget it. People in the audience started filming. My sister had her phone out. She's like, "Holy fuck, Jess, Steph just won."
Oh
I don't
my
win.
gosh.
I don't win.
But this isn't a... Okay, sorry, continue. I'm not going to interrupt you.
I don't win, and I get wildly upset. Like, I get irate. I start fucking crying. I had to leave immediately.
Oh, no.
I had to make my sister come pick me up. I apparently was screaming. I turned to my dad. I was screaming outside the theater, being like, who the fuck are these fucking people? Like, losing it. To the point where I got blackout drunk, and I was on the alternative show that night, Andy Kindler's alternative show. I'm backstage. Nikki Glazier's there, Fortune Feimster. I'm like,
Another
fucking
cool,
going off.
great opportunity.
Great opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm blackout. I brought my friend Alexis with me, who's sober, because I was like, I need someone to fucking watch me. I somehow still do well at the show. I don't know what happened. Whatever.
Good. That's good.
I wake up the next morning, and my agent's like, what the fuck did you do? And I'm like, what? He's like, everybody just laughs, is super upset at your behavior. You owe all these people an apology. And I'm like, what? Barely remember. I asked my friend Alexis, I'm like, was I that bad? She's like, you were making a scene. But she's like, everyone was laughing. Like, she's like, you weren't being like as bad as they're saying you were. And she's like, and I would tell you when you're being crazy.
Right, like maybe you were making a scene, but kind of in a funny way. Like, what the
literally.
You know,
like, I just lost 30 grand, blah, 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 blah. And I ended up having to like, I had to fucking apologize to the booker of Just for Laughs and the guy who won, because I was like, I'm really sorry. And then the people who got second and third, because I was like, I'm sorry if you heard me screaming, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like mortified. And then this other comic in Toronto the next day, it was bad.
This is so bad that I'm surprised I haven't heard this story from someone else.
It's bad. And then the next day, I was at Comedy Bar, which is like where everyone hangs out. And this other comic comes up to me. He's like, and he's an asshole. Everyone fucking hates him anyways. And he comes up to me. He's like, you're fucking embarrassing. And I was like, what? He's like, you fucking ruined your career. You're fucking crybaby. And I was like, and I was on mushrooms.
What
so
an
I was
asshole.
like, yeah, super asshole. So two other comics stood up for me. Ended up like having to leave that night, whatever. Anyway, so I was like, this is all like right before I was about to move out here. And I'm like, everybody hates me in Toronto, blah, blah, blah. And I felt like a piece of shit.
That's why you moved here?
No, I was already moving. I already had
But it was good timing then. You're like, good thing I'm out of here.
But I will say this, and this is, we found out several people have, they think this competition's rigged.
Of course it is. All competitions are a little bit rigged.
Yeah, and I heard from somebody who got a specific placing that year that one of the judges had no. Anyways, it doesn't matter. I was a sore loser, and I had to learn my lesson to not be like that.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, there's like, no way to paint you in a positive light from that story.
It was bad. It was bad.
But there's obviously, sharing what was going on in your head and your side of the thing.
Yes, and I was like, I said
have bad moments.
And like the person who did win that year, it was like there was two other people that I was like, okay, if they won, I don't think I would have reacted like that. Doesn't matter. But it was like the person who won had the worst set, and I was like, well, this is now this isn't making sense. Like,
how long have you been in comedy at this point?
10 years, 11.
So that the other thing is, at 10 years in, I should know. You should know that's how it works because, like, think about not to go into this bitter hole of comedy, but think about how many times I've watched JFL showcases, and like the person who bombs got JFL that year.
Yeah, and you're like,
and I'm like, again, same thing. I'm like, I'm not mad that I didn't get it, but I'm like, that person got it?
Yeah.
Like, how did that person get it? Yeah.
And it's also like, again, it's like, I wasn't the one who voted. So it's like, I, again, don't know how they voted or what they were thinking just because I didn't think they had the best set. I'm still completely in the wrong. And it was like thinking, even retelling it now, I'm like, ooh, like it's like fucking embarrassing.
Yeah.
And I was like, it wasn't just like kind of crying. I was fucking rage crying. Like freaking out.
You're a strong, brave woman for sharing that.
It was fucked. And I was really embarrassed for a long time.
But you learned from it.
And
I've
booked
to LA
JFL since, so
yeah,
I'm like, I wasn't the worst thing
good.
I've done, yes.
At least you had the backing. Like, imagine if you did that same thing and you also didn't have a good set. You know what I mean? There's people who I've seen people who like also had a bad set and then get mad that they didn't win. I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind? You didn't deserve to win this. Like, what are you talking about? But I believe you that you did.
I had a very good set. Yeah, I had a very good set. It doesn't matter. But I've apologized to this guy a couple times now because I was just like, and I knew he had heard
the guy who won, or the
guy who won. Yeah, I was like, I'm really sorry. It's none of my. He was cool about it.
I was gonna say, did any of the people you apologized to go, you have nothing to apologize for? You're right.
The one guy who got one placing was like, he's like, I also thought I was gonna win. So I was like, okay, so that guy was, and then the other guy. Turns out years later, he was upset with me still. And I was like...
The winner?
No, not
the second place
guy. Yeah. And I was like, I'm really sorry. And he's like, yeah, my friends heard you talking shit at me. I was like, I didn't even know. I'm like, to be honest, I didn't even see your set. I was just like enraged and just saying wild shit. Like, yeah.
I did a competition in San Diego for... Have you heard of the Kaboo Comedy Festival?
No.
Or Kaboo Music? It's like the biggest festival in San Diego where, all the comedians in it are like major theater acts that are getting paid $20,000 to be there. And there was a competition to basically be the opener for the festival. And I find out like a few days before the competition that it's basically a bringer competition because it's audience vote.
Yeah.
My mom fills the audience with her friends. Like, I knew walking into the competition that I was going to win the competition.
You're like, I
was like, I won this competition. And I felt insecure about it. So I was just like bragging to the other. I was like, you guys know I won. Like, this whole audience is my mom's friends. I was like, sorry. I ended up killing and in my set just talking about how bullshit this competition was. And they begrudgingly gave me the competition, even though my whole set was making fun of the competition. All that thing. But yeah, competitions are bullshit is the point of that story. Another story that reminded me of yours, I'm not going to say this person's name, but it's the SiriusXM does a Netflix as a joke channel now.
Yes.
They have and they do tapings, or they were, before the pandemic, you do like an 8-minute set for for Netflix as a joke radio on SiriusXM.
Yeah.
And there was a girl I know who booked that. And she was going up first in the lineup, which isn't the spot you want. And I don't know if you're familiar with this show, but they do it at I think the SiriusXM building or something. Mm-hmm. And the audience is industry. So it's like assistants. It's not known as the warmest crowd to do. And you're doing a taping for the radio. So it's not like the best experience typically. She goes up and she doesn't have the best set. I wouldn't say she bombed, but definitely not the set you'd want if you're doing an 8-minute set in front of industry for Netflix. That is also getting recorded to play on the radio. Mm-hmm. So wouldn't be stoked about it, but you're going up first. You know it's a tough crowd. Mm-hmm. You also, they're gonna forget about you. As soon as the next comedian's up, she after her set breaks down crying in front of everyone. Is off to the side. I ruined my chance with Netflix. I ruined my chance with SiriusXM. I can't believe it. Making a scene. Mm-hmm. Didn't lose a competition or anything. She booked it, but I was just thinking you are a fucking idiot. People would have forgotten about you. You didn't do as bad as you thought. Yeah. There's a tough crowd. Grow. Leave and quit making scenes. The head of Netflix had to go comfort her. Oh. And I'm just you ruined your chances not because of your bad set, but because you're being a fucking baby.
Yeah. I mean, I feel for her because I know that exact. But it's now you leave.
And I'm sure. Not that she's going to hear this or needs to hear me saying this, because I'm sure she's probably already knows that. Mm-hmm. I would hope. I think she does, but
I mean, it's hard, and sometimes I'm a very emotional girl, so I'm right away I'm I felt the tears, and it's I should now when I feel them now I'm I fucking leave, and I also don't do competitions anymore because it's too much stress, it's too much pressure,
you wouldn't even if it was a big one, if Last Comic Standing came back or something, or America's Got Talent, you're done.
I will. My agent asked me if I wanted to submit to AGT. Do not. I cannot do it. Also, I'm not a good competition person. A 3-minute set, no. I need to be out there for 10 minutes. People like me halfway through my set.
I have the same thought. I go, I'm not a good competition person. I never have been. I'm not clean for AGT. I wouldn't be good for that show. But when in my most insecure moments, I think maybe I should do it. When I just want something, but I feel the same way. I fucking hate it.
Even my manager's you're not submitting to that. I'm I'm absolutely not. It's not for me.
But then I also have the thought, am I just not doing it because I'm scared of losing? Who cares about losing a competition? I don't give a shit. But yeah, I don't know.
It's the whole situation. Yeah, I'm over. I've also done so many competitions. Our version of New Faces is called Homegrown. It's competition. It was when I was doing it. It's not anymore. But it's my first time just for laughs. And I'm freaking fuck it.
Yeah,
and
it gives you
and
nervous
I cried
energy.
after that too. But I left.
Okay.
I left. And I went to an alleyway and I drank a Mickey of Jack Daniels myself. But I did leave and no one saw me. I called my best friend from Toronto. I was you need to calm me down. She's okay, let's talk. And then I was ruin my chance. Well, JP Buck was the judge, and have I ever done Conan? Absolutely not. And do I think it's because I said could have been? It could have been. I'm also very filthy. It doesn't matter. I mean, everything I think happens for a reason. Yeah. Maybe that. I mean, I shouldn't have acted like that. I still now I'm just reliving it. I'm God, it was bad. But I was younger, and it's whatever.
I somehow, not that I'm a big crier, but I'm a sensitive guy. I've cried before, but knock on wood, have yet to cry from comedy. I'm sure I will.
I've cried too many times with comedy.
I'm going to see if anyone called
Do people
and left
call
a
in?
voicemail.
Do people actually
we
call
got
in?
one, but it wasn't for
Wasn't for me.
wasn't for you. But we're gonna play it because why not?
Hey, Ari. I will get right to the point. I am recently turned 21 years old. I've been dating my current girlfriend for about a year and a half now. And we've been talking about getting married within the next year or so. And I've been fine with it all up until recently. And recently I've been pretty terrified by that idea. I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready to go there quite yet. I love this girl. But she's talking about moving away and getting a place and living together. And, I just feel like I'm so young and I don't think I'm ready for that yet. And I just don't know how to bring that up because it's not something that I've expressed before. I've always been pretty open and pretty good about it with the idea of marriage. But the closer it gets, the more terrified of it I get. So I guess I'm just asking to see how I should go about bringing that up or what I should do in this situation. So, big fan of the show, just recently started listening, but any advice would be greatly appreciated.
Good call.
Very good call. First
What
of
do
all,
you think?
I think his voice sounds much older than 21.
He sounds Canadian to me
Yes,
too.
he does sound Canadian.
Yeah.
Second of all, he has to say something. You cannot let this sit. You're 21 years old. You're way too fucking young to be rushing into anything. If it hurts her feelings, that's fine. Find a nice way to bring it up.
I basically have the same opinion. I think, listen, it sounds like he does care about this girl and
Yes.
loves her, and doesn't sound like he wants to end the relationship. He just doesn't want to commit to marriage right now,
Which is fine.
which is totally fine. You're 21 years old.
You're a
It's
baby
even
boy.
more fine now than it's ever been. I feel like people are getting married later and later. But yeah, you do need to tell her how you feel. And if she's not okay with it, if she's like, well, I need to get married right now, then she's not the one
No,
for you.
exactly.
Like, she's not being rational because you'd want your future wife to be like, hey, that's cool. Like, let's be together and let's rediscuss this at a later date. Listen, if you were 31 and she was 31 and had these fears, it'd be a little more reasonable. She's getting older. She doesn't want to wait till she's 35 to get married, but I assume she's 21 as well. No, the problem with that, but I assume if you were in a serious relationship and the guy's like, I want to wait, let's wait 5 more years.
No,
You'd be
that's
like,
absurd.
I'm 35.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, hello.
I can't
My
wait 5
eggs
more
are
years.
falling out of me.
But at 21,
No.
if a guy says, can we wait a little while? And if he's open, he's not saying, I never want to marry you.
Yes.
He's saying, listen, we're 21. What's the rush?
Literally, what's the rush? And just
Yeah.
definitely pad it with like, I love you. This isn't me saying I don't
Right.
want to be with you or I don't want to marry you down the line, but like marriage is very serious and whatever. Yeah, no, you definitely need to say something though.
Yeah. And if she's not understanding of that, then she doesn't sound very mature. And if she ended the relationship because of this, it's going to be hard, but I think that might be the best.
But also, I will say to women at that age, too, knowing my sister, she's younger, but she also is like really wants to get married. And it's like a thing a lot of girls dream about their whole life. It's like a big deal to them. So if she's one of those girls that this is a big deal for her, you really need to pad it in a way that's like,
Right.
I do want to marry you at a time where I think we're both ready for it.
Maybe get her a promise ring as a little like, hey, I'm not going to marry you, but here's a ring. Because chicks love rings. Chicks
they?
love jewelry, gestures, that type of thing.
Do they?
Like, or maybe,
Women. You sure know.
you don't think the promise ring is a good idea?
I mean, at 21, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, 21.
Yeah, sure.
Just saying, hey, I love you. Here's a ring of my love.
Okay, yeah.
Here's another idea.
It's a ring of my love.
Here's another idea.
Cock ring.
Get engaged to her. Lead her on for like 4 more years that you're going to get married. Gives you like 4 years to think about it. Just make her think that you're down to get
No.
married, but buff it out for 3 or 4 more years of engagement.
21's too young also. 21? I had sex with one guy at 21. I'm not marrying somebody.
I agree. That's why I'm saying
21's way
fake
too
an
young.
engagement
No,
in your head. And like the thing is, people are like, oh, well, you don't want to have engaged on your resume. You could once the engagement's over, you could never tell anyone about it. You could erase, there's no formal engagement contract.
Sure.
You could just never talk about it ever again.
Sure.
You don't like it?
I don't like that. No, I think you should just tell her bluntly. If you're already open to, it doesn't matter if you never spoke with us before. Like,
It's the more honest thing to tell her your
Yes.
feelings. If you're too coward for that, just fake an engagement.
listen to me. Listen to the woman here.
I think she's right. I think you're right. I'm not arguing with you.
Yes.
But maybe like a slightly worse plan fake an engagement. Still, it's the same. It's the same result, just in a worse way.
Sure.
In a more, if you're a coward. If you're a coward,
Yeah,
fake
if you're a
engagement.
coward. If you're a coward.
He's not. You could. He called in. This
called
guy's not a
in.
coward. He's a strong man.
He does sound
A lot
Canadian.
of people are too scared to call in.
Are they?
Yeah, I don't get a lot of calls. But if I do, if I said, DM me questions for Steph Tolev,
They would?
I'd get 100.
Really?
But if I
They
say leave a
call in?
voicemail,
No one does it.
1, 2,
Okay.
0, like people are scared.
Huh. But you do have 10 followers. I mean, you don't have a lot of people that are
True.
going to be.
So out of my 10 listeners, they're all only one of them.
Only one. You got
has the
one good
courage.
fan.
Thank
Yeah,
you for
uh-huh.
calling in. That was one
Yes.
of the better calls I've had. It was serious.
It was nice.
I like your voice. You have a good,
great
sweet
voice.
Canadian voice. Is there anything you want to share with the world? Thank you for doing the podcast.
I have my own podcast coming out May 5th.
What's it called?
Steph Infection.
Oh, I like the name.
I know, it's a
Steph
good
Infection.
name.
You're
Yeah.
infectious.
It's going to be all about gross body issues that people have had.
Do you have body issues besides the warts?
Well, besides the warts, I have a million things. I have toad hands. I'm allergic to the sun. My fingers break out in blisters.
Oh, wow.
On my lips. It's disgusting. I have a lot of
You
things.
do a great job hiding it.
I don't have it anymore. I have it in the sun.
Oh, you just avoid the sun. That's how. Okay, I'm sorry. So you're like,
Like
a
a lizard
vampire.
woman. Yeah, I'm a vampire lizard woman. And I don't
for
have
you.
warts anymore, God damn it. Warts. The warts have been gone for years. It was one wart.
I'm
Okay,
happy
I have
to
to
hear
tell
that.
people in case there's single men. I don't have any.
If there's anyone listening, she's wart-free.
I'm wart
She's
free. I'm
looking for love.
cancer free.
Thanks for
Looking for
doing the
something.
podcast.
Thanks for having
It was a lot
me.
of fun. I know we talked a lot about sex, which it's happened before. It doesn't always
Yeah.
happen, but everyone can. That's a universal topic.
Everyone can relate. People want to listen to it.
And get that girlfriend dick and girlfriend pussy. Fruit. I think that's the big message to take away.
That's the message. Yeah.
And listen, it's not, even if you don't agree with what I'm saying, it's never a bad idea to drink water, eat fruit, and not smoke cigarettes.
No, I mean,
those are good things.
those are all great things.
Those are all
but
good
not
things.
specifically to please a man.
Do it for yourself then.
Do it for yourself.
Do it for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Oh,
like why
God.
girls wear makeup for themselves.
Yeah.
No girl wears makeup to look better for a man. It's for themselves.
No,
right?
I like the way my face looks like with makeup on.
Yeah, you
more
do it.
than-
And girls don't. But a lot of girls say
I mean,
they go, "I'm not doing this for you. This is just for me." I'm like, bullshit. It's just for you. You're saying if you were alone stranded on an island, you'd put on makeup?
I mean,
Bullshit.
every morning I put my eyebrows on, put mascara on, and I'm not going to see anybody specifically.
All right, I'm wrong.
As a woman who wears makeup for 36 years. All
You're right. I have too strong of opinions.
You do. And I will
on
fight
people-
all
and now I know why people don't. I say, why don't people like me? I know why. I know
because you hate
why.
women and you're an anti-vaxxer and a cuck. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for doing it. Bye.
You're listening to
Unlicensed
Unlicensed Therapy with Ari Mannis.
Another full episode of Unlicensed Therapy. Did you make it this far? This was a long podcast, over an hour. Intro, outro, pretty long. Most people stop watching. Are you still watching at the end? I bet you at least 10 people are. I bet you 10 people who watch me on live streams late at night on occasion are watching all the way to the end. What can I say? Make sure to leave me a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe to the YouTube. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. Support one of the sponsors if those could be useful to you. If those are useful, why not support them? They're a good product. They support me. Support the show. Call into the show. Leave a voicemail. The number's in the description on both the audio and video of the podcast. That's it. I've given you guys plenty of homework. I appreciate you. And I hope that we can all grow together. My little patients. All right. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.